will score, and the Astros have a 1-0 lead on the deep sac fly by Yordan Alvarez.
The 1-0. Espinal cracks one to the gap in right center field. That's down for a base hit, going all the way to the wall. Bichette turns the corner. He's coming home. Springer's right behind him. The throw to the plate by Odor. Not in time. 2-run base hit by Espinal. And the Blue Jays have finally broken it open here in the 7th. 3-0 Toronto.
He's been using that. Here's the 3-2. Ortega goes. Higgins hits one in the air. Deep left field. Going back is called. The center fielder Thomas as well. They both look up. This is gone. Cubs take the lead. P.J. Higgins with a 2-run home run to left center field. It's the Cubs 2 and the Nationals 1 here in the 5th.
Here it comes. Swung on. Fly ball to right. Near the line. Not deep. Long run for everybody. And it drops fair. And it jumps into the seats for a ground rule double. And that'll cost Cleveland from tying the game. If the ball stays in play, both runs score.
The 2-0, that's lifted in the air to straightaway center and deep. Harris going back, way back to the track. At the wall, it's gone! Starling Marte to straightaway center, just to the right of the 400-foot mark. It's his 13th home run of the year. And the Mets have a 1-0 lead.
An 0-1 to Donaldson. Swung on, hit in the air to right, toward the line. That ball is going to be gone. It's a grand slam, a walk-off grand slam to win the game. Josh Donaldson powered one down the right field line into the seats. It's a grand slam. That's Josh, by gosh, and doing it with panache.
Not last night, it wasn't.
So sometimes it's just like that.
Good Thursday morning, everybody. Guess what we've done? We've now clicked off another day. We're 9 days away from football needs to start. It needs to get here quickly. The slog continues of the build-up to the start of the season. Week 0, now 9 days away in Dublin, Ireland, where the weather looks fantastic. Dry, maybe upper 60s.
Dry.
At kickoff. Going to start in the daylight, end in the darkness.
Darkness, everyone, darkness.
In a stadium that might be about 10,000 short of a full house.
Boy, that's pretty generous. Good on you if they get there.
I'm going to cross my fingers. Now, I ran across, I'm going to read this a little bit later here. There is a, I guess you would call him a sports columnist in Dublin that has gone all in on Nebraska. Like, you're hosting a American football game in your country, and you would think, hey, let's welcome people in. There'll be, I don't know, probably 9,000 Nebraska fans that will be in Dublin. I will read excerpts of this story that is in the Irish Times this morning.
Oh, Dave Hannigan's?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave Hannigan got loose.
Okay, so here's the headline. Cornhuskers bring plenty of baggage to Dublin along with the razzmatazz. Nebraska's ruthless college football institution has a reputation in the U.S. for often doing the wrong thing when it matters the most.
What?
So all you need to know about this is in the first 3 paragraphs, Maurice Washington is mentioned, and the last paragraph, the only question is if any of those fans will be the same fans who told 3 of their own black players they should be lynched for kneeling in protest before the national anthem in 2016.
Yeah, he's definitely a part of the dredge.
Hannigan,
This
what are you doing?
This is not like a preview of the game.
Yeah, I don't even understand.
Yeah, we're going to read some other experts. Let's see if Dave's got a background. He just lives in New York, but he contributes to the Irish Times.
With a rabid fan base, Nebraska is an institution with a proud history of winning, although not lately. An equally hard-won reputation for often doing the wrong thing when it matters most. How about this doozy? When the current coach was a redshirt quarterback in 1995, sitting out the season because he transferred to Stanford, and you know the rest.
Yeah.
Why? I don't even have the heart to read. Like,
Okay.
why?
So let's just do this now. This is how we're going to start the morning.
Right. Like who? Like, I don't understand.
So after that, Frost is the character leading the Huskers into Dublin to take on the Northwestern University Wildcats at Aviva Stadium next week. If Aer Lingus and the litany of other corporate sponsors involved in the shindig wanted to give Irish sports fans a taste of authentic college football experience in this all-exploitive, chew these young men up and spit them out glory, they have chosen wisely. With a rabid fan base, Nebraska is an institution with a proud history of winning, although not lately, and an equally hard-won reputation for often doing the wrong thing when it matters most. You mentioned that stuff. The university is currently on probation for violating NCAA rules. Frost himself is waiting to serve a 5-day ban this season for his part in the debacle. And the newly arrived offensive coordinator, Mark Whipple, was suspended from a previous job for comparing a foul committed against one of his players to rape.
No, you want another doozy?
Oh, I can continue. This goes on.
A loquacious. How about that? A loquacious character who has served Nebraska in various capacities on and off the field for decades. He delivered a rousing speech to a Lincoln Town Council meeting a while back in which he rallied against an attempt to introduce laws to prevent discrimination against the LGBTQ community. Why, Dave? Why? Like, first of all, my favorite is taking bits and pieces. I'll take a piece here, I'll take a bit here, I'll take a little bit here, and try to make some sort of like congruent, like this, it's this ongoing thing. It's disingenuous at best.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like the guy, it's disingenuous. Like, what was the point?
I don't know. We're not there. There's more to this. So when Frost took over Nebraska in 2018, Brown, despite his well-publicized homophobia, was one of his first hires. Imagine what the offensive analyst, his current and most apt title, will make of spending time next week in the progressive country that was the first in the world to legalize same-sex marriage by popular vote.
This dude is wild.
Tourism Ireland once made a beautiful video promoting and celebrating the fact to an international audience the same body is now one of those involved in bringing Brown and his employers to Ireland.
Yeah.
Then he goes all in on not paying players in college.
After partial truths.
After 4 mediocre seasons, 15 wins and 29 losses, the beleaguered Frost agreed to take a 20% pay cut last year, bringing his salary down to a mere $4 million. That number is not out of the ordinary in the college game, even if the Harless recent record as a coach makes him look.
He was in his bag with the source.
Looks grossly overpaid, especially considering how much his players, who are now permitted to make a little money from their name, image, and likeness, earn by comparison. For putting their bodies on the line, incurring concussions that will haunt them for decades, and physical injuries destined to disfigure their dotage, all but the biggest stars will trouser around $4,000 for the season, less than half of what their boss gets for a single day work.
Dotage.
There are sound financial reasons for bringing this match to Dublin. The Nebraska faithful will travel in great numbers and spend hugely. The live television broadcast will include sumptuous shots of scenic Ireland and inevitably twee sham roguery to boot.
He's rolling.
Cameras will no doubt capture Cornhuskers cavorting merrily along Lansdowne Road wearing the commemorative leprechaun merchandise already being flogged online.
Yeah.
Wow. Good morning, Ireland. We're coming to spend money and bring our football team over there. Is it too late to get this game moved to Soldier Field or Vegas? Isn't Frost and Fitzgerald talking?
Soldier Field isn't ready.
I play there tonight.
It's not ready yet.
All right, so that's how we're starting the morning. Yesterday we finished just a little wild. We finished with this because this dropped like at about 5 o'clock this morning. Cornhuskers bring plenty of baggage to Dublin along with the Razzmatazz, Nebraska's ruthless college football institution, have a reputation in the U.S. for often doing the wrong thing when it matters most.
Hey, when's the last time you heard razzmatazz?
Long time ago.
Dottage, loquacious.
I was threatened by a gangster wearing pinstripes is the last time I heard it.
Oh, Lord. If it ain't spaghetti, it's pinstripe clad gangsters.
What are you doing with that marinara, Sonny?
Wow. Definitely an agenda. Some of this stuff isn't even relevant. And if it's a history course, it reminds me of the books that they no longer use in elementary, like Columbus discovered America. Like,
Yeah.
we serious with this? I ain't disingenuous.
Can't erase Leif Erikson like that.
I love the Northmen.
All right. So everybody looking forward now to go to Ireland.
Yeah, it makes you feel some type of way, right?
I was fired up to like read a
No, you
a
weren't.
breakdown.
No,
I
you
was
weren't.
looking for a breakdown of the game, both sides.
You weren't fired up.
Northwestern.
I don't think Dave knows. I don't think my man Dave. We should.
No, we're not
We're not
doing
going to
that.
ambulance chase.
No. But somebody will.
Yeah.
Which name your show, name your station that will chase this guy and try and get him on the air.
Yeah.
All right, that's a waste.
I don't understand.
But I thought he might have like a breakdown. Northwestern's had 1 day of availability.
Razzmatazz.
Would you like to rank your favorite?
Jazz.
You just do the jazz hands.
Yeah.
Would you like to rank your
Somebody
favorite?
was waving for a fair catch at practice yesterday,
and they did the jazz
and
hands.
it was the ugliest looking fair catch I'd ever seen, and he used 2 hands, and I was like, it just reminds me of jazz. Like, what are we doing? Anyway, I'm trying to figure out now. Maybe his vocab is just like that. But some of the words he used are nothing short of fantastic. I mean, he got it all in when it comes to using the thesaurus.
Would you? But I want you to rank your top words out of this column.
Well, anytime you can work in loquacious and dottage, like you're probably doing the darn thing. Like that's pretty good. Like, that's gonna be hard to beat. I mean, do you have one like off the top that's kind of getting you?
Loquacious. I kind of like that word.
You don't see it a ton.
No, but I did not wake up this morning thinking I was going to read an article that would include Maurice Washington, Lawrence Phillips, Ron Brown, Mark Whipple, the incident at Northwestern in 2016, all in the same story.
Yeah, that's beleaguered. Beleaguered is like lowbrowing.
Wow. Again, let me just read he doesn't do the title to the article. He just writes this article.
Razzmatazz.
Cornhuskers building plenty
sumptuous. Chance, when's the last time you used sumptuous? I mean, you have a pretty strong vernacular.
Have you ever been described as sumptuous?
Oh wow.
I don't think so. I'd have to go check the old love letters in my shoebox, but
Hey,
I don't think so.
shamrogery.
Yeah.
Shamrogery.
I feel like he picked the most.
I feel like a penguin.
What are I find the most Irish sounding synonyms?
It's like, what are we doing?
I don't know, cavorting.
Yeah. I mean, we've okay. Yeah, that's up there.
Will Cornhusker fans on Lansdowne Street, will you be cavorting merrily?
Wow.
Melody.
All right, so I've tweeted this out. Enjoy with your coffee this morning reading this article.
No, don't.
Because it's wow.
I won't even get that 4 minutes back.
I
mean, that's not.
He's basically calling on the sponsors to call the thing off. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning, everybody.
My man was in the archives digging.
Is this? Does Donnie want to talk about this? Because
Yes.
we don't usually go to calls right away. But what the heck today? I mean, this popped at 5 a.m.
After yesterday, why not?
Yeah. Hey, good morning, Donnie.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Oh, just
chuckling. This screams of just some nerd that was assigned to write a story, and then he just Googled Husker Husker, all the bad things that have happened. And I'm going to put that in there. And to use the word trousers, the trousered money, trousered? Seriously. Nope. That's not even a thing. They pocketed. Well, how can I make this sound even smarter? What? How about dungarees? No, that's not. People don't wear dungarees anymore. What about trousers? Who uses trouser? The only way that story could piss me off more is if they use the word delish. Anybody that uses the word delish, I'm going to punch you in the throat. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to punch you in your thesaurus-laden throat. Oh my God! Can they just play this GD game already? Oh,
Yeah.
have a good day, guys.
Hey, good morning, Donnie. That's what I keep saying. It can't get here. We need football to start.
Yes, yesterday we had Megafauna.
Woo!
And today we have Loquacious. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Megafauna. Any more Megafauna today here? Or
I don't think Ireland has any megafauna anymore.
No.
They're all extinct.
Well, what about the Loch Ness Monster?
Oh, they have that. They have that.
I don't know. Nessie is Scotland, I believe.
Oh yeah, one of those folks with an accent.
Same over there.
She's in the Loch.
Over there.
Wait,
Right?
what?
She's in the Loch Ness.
Oh boy.
We're getting offensive today, fellas.
That's, you know what? We need there's something needs to be polarizing in this fan base.
Just to galvanize this.
Dave did it. Thank you, Dave.
now, everybody's united now. Couldn't stand each other yesterday.
I don't care if we beat Northwestern. I'm going to beat Dave.
Yeah, today is on and cracking.
I imagine
The Kraken.
I imagine the Irish Times is pretty popular over in Dublin. How do you think this is being received this
Well,
morning?
they don't know
now.
any better. Like, what are they going to pit it against?
So now the locals that'll show up be booing Nebraska for no reason.
That's why you can't believe everything.
Holding up Dave's column.
Can't believe everything you read.
I'm looking at some of his other stories.
Yeah, he writes nonfiction.
There's one with a
He does.
There's one with a thumbnail of a Draymond during the playoffs, and it's NBA playoffs marred by unsavory incidences from courtside idiots. Wow.
Wow.
He's just a contributor, folks. He's just a contributor. But he has gone hard in the paint today against Nebraska.
Yeah.
9 days ahead of Nebraska, taking their whole operation over to a foreign country to play a game against Northwestern.
And my man AC said, "Are we sure this article isn't from the Onion?" It is that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, like we probably should have sourced that.
No, it's
No, I know.
He must have an axe to grind because I looked at all of his stories from the last 6 months. None of them come close to having a headline with the word razzmatazz in it.
As Steve tweets out a picture of the Wonka bar using the word scrumdiddlyocious.
I guess he does. He
I
just
sat through that a couple weeks ago. I shouldn't laugh.
he describes Arch Manning's bloodlines as illustrious.
Yeah, it's not too
I
bad.
would say that.
It's not too bad.
That's true.
That's like the most
the-
flowery he gets.
Yeah, the most monosyllabic word he used. See what I did there?
Yes, you did. Nicely done.
Yeah,
Nicely done. All right, welcome in, everybody. This is a good start to the show.
kind of.
You thought yesterday was going to be get it. Today could be kind of interesting because we have a wide variety of guests coming up, brought to you by the Rooferys of John Higgins Weather Guard. Sarah Baker Hansen's going to join us coming up at 8 o'clock for her bi-weekly visit. Stephen M. Sipple. The last time we talked probably to Sip, well, maybe we'll get him next Thursday when he's over in Dublin. We will talk to Sip coming up at 8:30. There is media availability today. The offensive guys talk. So
Yeah.
this will be the last time before the season is, because I can't imagine they'll have a ton of media availability in Dublin, even though there's, TV stations and some, the newspaper and some sites are going. I think is this the last time we hear from Mickey Joseph?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah, because we'll be under the season then.
Funny. It's how ironic because it is Europe that sings the final countdown.
Sip will join us coming up at 8:30.
Ba-da-bum-bum-bum.
Who's more apt to go into character, Chance or Dan?
I don't think Dan does a character. I think that's just Dan.
Dan.
That's how he is.
I think that's who Dan is.
Dan was karaokeing live during the crossover.
Yeah, but I spent some time with Dan. I think that's his normal.
That's his
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I think the Rush was the most impressive.
Just
I could not.
just belted that thing out.
I could not spit Tom Sawyer at you. That's not happening.
And I appreciate that
You're welcome.
in the days of COVID. Coming up at 9, Chris Crutchfield, head men's basketball coach at Omaha, will join us. They have a cool deal over at Baxter tonight, coming up at 6. They're going to unveil the court that everybody voted on, that the right one won. Got the skyline of Omaha on the bottom of the floor.
It's great. Scintillating stuff.
So Crutch will join us coming up at
I love
6.
it. You know why? Because it's Omaha's team. Plus, I'm all in on those guys.
You got one of your running mates is on the staff over there.
Yeah. And I'm Team Crutch, too. It's not just because of KC. Although Coach Crandall is my guy.
Yeah, I've heard stories. So that's coming up at 9.
Yeah, the guy they used to call him, he probably still does, Young Benny.
You know what he did? The first time I said, yeah. And I was like,
That's what he's always called me.
I like, no one has ever called him that.
Young Benny. What's up?
Ask us anything coming up at 9:30. Get your questions to C. Oliver at nrgmedia.com. Brought to you by Oscar's Pizza and Grill. Your chance to win a dandy gift card.
Would you stop, Dave?
These big words, they dandy.
That boy, Dave.
It is Ask Us Anything. And then Brian Edwards stops by coming up at 9:45. That's a good lineup. You know what was at Baxter Arena last night that I can't believe, because the 305 came to the 402.
Is that right?
Pitbull played before a packed house at Baxter Arena last night.
Yeah.
I was out in my neighborhood, and it was quite the range of people that were going. Some older folk, a lot of middle-aged people.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the college kids that are back. It was packed in there. That is, I think it was sold. I think Pitbull sold out Baxter. We missed an opportunity to get the Mr. 305 on the air.
We did.
He's a sports guy.
Yeah, I'm not a Pitbull.
Remember,
guy.
he sang the national anthem with his jersey tucked into his pants.
Yeah, but I'm. Yeah, that's.
I mean, Mr. Worldwide includes Ireland.
Worldwide.
Yes, he does. You think he knows, Dave?
Do you have another accent you'd like to do?
No,
not
at the moment.
Hey, I'm telling you, people are going to be triggered today. They are. This
I
is what.
can't wait.
Hey, 9 days out. This is what we need. This is what we need.
Let's hurry up and drink your coffee.
Chance, have you been to the window yet to lay your 13 points? Chance said he's taking Nebraska minus the 13. We got over there, Chance. You bet what, $5, $6, $8, $9, $10?
I'd throw it at least a 20 on there.
20?
Yeah.
All right, 20. Chance is Andrew Jackson.
Hey, do we know anything about
versus-
Northwestern?
No, I don't know. I know they have good running backs.
I know
And they've got the best tackle in the Big Ten right now.
Yeah.
But
So-
they've been so quiet. Like there has been there and there will not be until they get to Ireland. I'm kind of reading through the tea leaves of Fitzgerald. They've had one like media availability session, and they don't.
That's the
Louis
way. That's
Louis
the way it
Vacar
was.
is like the only guy that covers Northwestern, but they have shut down anything coming out of their camp.
So here's the thing. What is it about Nebraska inherently that they're kind of portrayed as the villain?
Do you want me to be honest?
Yeah.
It's when you played there. And
No,
people
you could have kept that.
and people get upset.
Hey, you want me to be honest? Yeah. Okay. Here goes.
Hey, people get upset by the amount of coverage in the fan passion.
why
In the
people hate-
famous words of Nebraska, did we do it to ourselves? We do it to ourselves.
It's kind of the same reason people hate the Cowboys so much. Still,
How about them Cowboys?
Chad says how welcoming the Irish seem.
Dude, like,
Dave,
how is Northwestern going to be the good guys?
well, because their
they got
coach is
Fitz-
named Fitzgerald.
I got Fitzgerald.
That's great.
Yeah,
Home field advantage.
I mean, when your head coach's first name is Pat,
Pate.
and it's their home game.
Hey, imagine if they'd had that linebacking core from a couple years ago. They'd have been in business.
Yeah, well,
With the Irish law firm.
that line wouldn't have been 13 points. David says, "What the f is shamroggery or whatever the hell it is?"
Yeah.
Debauchery with Shamrocks.
I believe that that'll get you in jail.
Did he say debauchery?
Yeah, with shamrocks.
Is that different than debauchery?
I don't know.
I believe you're going to get 5 to 10 if you do something like that. Okay. I think there's no way around
Shamrogery.
that. So do we want the definition, the complete definition to shamrogery?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
It's a
Spelling
little,
bee.
hey, in the words of Dave Hannigan, it's a little ambiguous.
I'm gonna love you today because you're gonna be so passive aggressive and you're just gonna invent words that have 15 letters in them.
I do that anyway. Why not? I mean, this time it'll be for fun. How flowery can we get?
Okay.
Are you looking for shamrogery?
Yeah, a sports person who is officially an amateur but accepts payment.
Yeah, shamrogery.
So a semi-pro.
So college athletes are
Jackie
shamrogeries.
Moon? No,
Yeah.
no chance. No.
You are shamrogeries. Casey Thompson. Just remember that. Know your place. You're a shamrogery.
Yeah,
All right, you
wow.
have the lineup. You have the discussion. It was a good night in baseball. We'll get into that last night. Hey, speaking of which, we were talking about your guy yesterday. For the first time all year, he came in with a one-run lead,
Yeah,
and he held your
it.
save.
Yeah. 2-1 final.
And you got your
Europe.
Gonsolin got his 15th win.
Final countdown.
You're
He's
all
been a
good.
pleasant surprise.
Oh, he's been great.
Be nice if we get a healthy May back.
And it was a good night for all of our New York baseball fans, whether you're in the Bronx or they're in Flushing. As the
Meadows?
Mets held on, and the Yankees got a walk-off from Josh Donaldson, a grand slam in the bottom of the 10th inning.
They needed it.
Oh, and
They would have been real lean.
at the top of the 10th, when Chapman gave up 3, I thought, man, they are inventing ways to lose.
Oh,
But they
Good
went
on,
from
good on the other Joshua.
we were thinking, man, are the Yankees going to win 115? Now they can't score. And then last night they got one of those walk-offs that they needed. Did
Well,
Josh?
the Yanks won 100?
Ooh, I don't know now. Not that pace. I wonder if Josh Donaldson got mad at himself for his bat flip.
Josh Donaldson is an interesting guy to root for if you are a Yankees or Josh Donaldson fan.
Yes. Just ask people in Minnesota. All right, 636. You're more than welcome to join the conversation today at any point because we have lots to discuss, not only Nebraska football. We're going to walk away from Dave unless you want to continue to talk about Dave and make up big words.
Attaboy, Dave.
951-1620. You can always email us into the Equitable Bank inbox.
Shamrogery.
Gary or Damon, 1620thezone.com.
As Tim DM me, debaggery. We can't say that.
Well, you just did.
I was just reading. Doesn't count. It didn't come from the heart.
Do you think that if a emailer or a texter writes in and they cuss and we just read it, it's okay?
I'm sure the FCC will let that
It's
slide.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I didn't say he was a D-bag. The guy in my DM said he was a D-bag.
Baggery. You got to get it right.
Baggery.
Yeah, we're blank baggery.
So everything is a re today. I'm Gary.
Gary.
There's Damien.
Shamrogery.
Man, I don't think that's the best word.
No, dottage may be the best one.
People-
And Timmy Loquacious. Who's your middle linebacker? That is Loquacious Jackson.
if someone is in their dottage, they are very. Hey, so if someone is in their
Hey,
dottage,
Chance is a
I
child.
don't know. That's okay because we got to be the adults, or at least I do. If someone is in their dottage, they are very old and becoming weak.
Yeah. Dottage.
So the Nebraska fan base is in their dottage. They're very old and they're becoming weak. Trying to open up seats in the stadium. Trev is committing dottage.
Hey, what are you in for? Dottage.
Don't mess with him, guys.
I'm in for dottage.
Feeble and childish state due to old age and senility.
That's tough.
Well, this guy.
They have a medical term for that, you know, Dave.
Do you think this guy like paused and picked up the thesaurus, or do you think this just rolled off of his computer?
I think he writes the thorses.
He may just have that kind of aptitude.
Have you ever heard of this guy? Like, anybody ever had a beef with this guy?
Are you
No.
nuts?
I mean, this is like
You
a
think I just rolled out of the
job.
rack this morning? Was like, hey, let's see what my guy Dave Hannigan has cranked out.
Oh, maybe he's related to Woody Page. Seems like a Woody Page type column.
Wow.
You're going to a foreign country. You're trying to educate people on, American football, which they're familiar with, is coming over there, and they just did a hatchet job on Nebraska Day. Oh, by the way, Nebraska's bringing 9,000 fans compared to the 3,000 that Northwestern is.
Yeah.
Just want you to know that.
And the other 3,000 that are there that bought tickets for a 15K game.
Yeah. Now they're going to boo Nebraska. That Maurice Washington.
Hey, where is that Maurice? Yeah, he doesn't play. What do you mean he doesn't play? Yeah, he hasn't been on the team for 2 years. Oh, I read in the story like it was relevant.
He's playing in Louisiana.
I think they should just pack the rest with locals and just see how it goes.
Yeah. Where's that Ron Brown guy? Think Coach Brown will make the trip? Yeah, I'm guessing so.
Yeah, he's on the trip. But that part is like, whoa.
Easy.
Frost chose to do what was best for his team rather than to do what was right with Maurice Washington.
Yeah.
We're not running the ball very well right now, admitted head coach Scott Frost in a halftime interview on ESPN. And lo and behold, Washington was immediately returned to the lineup for the third quarter.
Wow. See what he did there?
Sharp and Benning.
Cutting and splicing.
Sharp and Benning in the morning. 16:20 The Zone.
Previously on the crossover.
When you have the tin of popcorn, it has the 4. The cheese, the white, the caramel.
Oh, you're bougie. You went
and then,
4. Usually it's 3.
Or is it 3? Okay.
Yeah.
But there's always one that's about 75% gone before any of the others are touched. Which one is it?
Caramel.
Cheese.
Mine's caramel.
Oh, no.
All 3 are garbage.
Whoa!
Not a
Popcorn's
not a
out
popcorn.
on.
Sharp and Benning in the morning. The Connor Happer Show. Unsportsmanlike conduct. 6A to 6P. 1620. The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Partly sunny and warm Thursday. Southwest wind between 5 and 15 miles per hour. Dry through the afternoon. Then a chance for a few isolated showers and storms closer to sunset. Highs in the mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV News Watch 7.
1620 The Zone. Traffic.
From the Burton AC, Heating, Plumbing, and More time-saving traffic center. We have no accidents to report at this time, but you can expect a little bit of slowdown near Q Street along 204th. Then on L, be prepared for a little bit of slowdown near 90th. And other than that, it looks like your commute this morning should be pretty smooth, even if you're running a bit late. As always, remember to stay safe and wear your seatbelts. I'm Chris Scott. This time-saving traffic is brought to you by Lanahaw Nurseries.
Summer is here, and so is the heat. Our greenhouse and nursery sales area are always open and stocked all season long. You can relax knowing when you want it, we've got it. So visit us today. Lanahaw Nurseries, 192nd and Center.
Acura of Omaha has more than 100 quality pre-owned vehicles, with most priced thousands below market value. Get our best price in just minutes at AcuraofOmaha.com. That's AcuraofOmaha.com.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Brookside Medical Clinic. Is erectile dysfunction damaging your relationship? Are you sick of the pill and all the side effects? Well, welcome to the future. We have a major medical breakthrough. Brookside Medical Clinic uses the most advanced form of wave therapy. Backed by 60 clinical studies, our technology uses pressure waves to repair and open up blood vessels. We've helped countless men get rid of their ED. But what is the true end result? Their relationship, even their lives, improve drastically. If you're ready to regain your love life, call us right now, and not only will the assessment and ultrasound be free, we'll also give you a gift that produces immediate results in the bedroom. It almost never fails. This is worth $550, and it's free to callers right now. 402-671-7777. That's 402-671-7777. Put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and experience what I call the happiness ripple effect. Call Brookside Medical Clinic now. 402-671-7777.
Wondering about possible wind or hail damage? Call Shamrock Roofing first. If you have it, we'll find it. One call does it all. Call Shamrock Roofing today, 913-850-6556, or online at shamrockroofer.com.
Since this is a radio commercial, you can't see the people standing behind me. They're the Langfeld family. Everybody wave. Oh, sorry, you can't see them because radio. Anyway, the Langfelds are the family behind Langfeld Overhead Door, where they proudly install Midland garage doors to fit any space and style, and they don't take a backseat to anyone when it comes to their service. because if something goes wrong, it's their name on the line. So they're going to make sure it goes right every single time. Langfeld Overhead Door, 402-234-2700.
Sharp and Benning in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app.
All right, 9 days before Nebraska Northwestern play week 0. Don't forget, 2 weeks from tonight, we have a really good Thursday college football slate. We get the Backyard Brawl, West Virginia and Pittsburgh.
Finally.
We get Penn State and Purdue playing in West Lafayette. Monster game for both programs.
Yep,
Oklahoma State and Wake Forest.
Boiler up.
Play 2 weeks from today.
Oklahoma State will be beating Wake Forest. What else you want to know?
I'm not going to disagree with you.
I have some unresponsive pages, so we're just going to go ahead and close out. Dave shut the old thing down. Atta boy, Dave.
Should we read some of these responses?
I mean, you can only imagine.
Yeah.
I can only
Channel 3
imagine.
Sean says that's quite the word salad. Do you think his editor asked him to write about Nebraska and he just dove into Wikipedia? Is that stuff on Wikipedia? If you go
Well,
to
his
Nebraska
editor
football?
can't be mad. He dropped Razzmatazz.
I don't blame Dave for the headline. I mean, Dave doesn't write the headlines. He just writes the content of the story. No looking back, by the way, if you are all in for the 22 home season, because when it I imagine it used to be a huge deal when, you know, like people on your block had season tickets, your parents had season tickets
On my block.
and the season tickets would show up. People, if you are lucky enough, your tickets are started to arrive. Might be a big day in some households.
Yeah, I have to ask my mom, see what the haps is. She does enjoy tech.
How many games
checking in.
how many games a year does your mom go to now?
She doesn't go.
Oh, she doesn't. She sells them?
She gives them to loved ones.
It'll be nice though that she holds on to those season tickets when she can go watch. She watched her son play in that stadium, and then she can go watch her grandson play in that stadium. That'll be pretty cool. That's a good story.
If she can still get on those stairs, that'd be great.
You know what? You could, if she wanted to go to a game or two, you could make a request. Could we?
Yeah, I would. If she was going to go watch Caleb, I would definitely get her there.
Did you say she's going to watch?
If she was going to go watch Caleb there, I would definitely make arrangements.
I was just checking. I'm just trying to get some context.
That would be kind of cool, though. How about that? Couple generations. I was watching.
And then
what?
And then I mean,
stop.
I mean, Micah.
Stop.
Zoe might have a hard time playing at Nebraska.
Stop. Little girl woke me up last night with a coughing attack. That was fun. Probably not going to get up anytime soon.
Well, I wish her the best.
Yeah, had to give her the old breathing treatment about 2:20. It's awesome. It's a fantastic night's sleep.
That little girl's quite a fighter, though.
Yeah, she's a trooper.
That would, you know what? In all, just, you know, I'm not making your kid go to Nebraska. That would be.
Well, you kind of are.
That would be a really, really good story. That would be neat for your mom. She watched her son play in that stadium, and now she's watching her grandson play in that stadium.
They're ridiculously close too. So,
come on, D.
I have lots of conversations without me.
D, GBR recruiting coordinator. Make it happen.
She's the strongest one of the bunch. There's no question. They talk about it constantly. But then she says, just kidding.
Wait a minute. So she's actually trying to recruit Caleb?
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's where she's at.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Full disclosure.
Oh, man. I mean, this is now all coming into play. We need some good news today after the start of the show and Dave's article.
Like 2 years from that, that's not good news.
Well, you know, you got to start early.
Yeah.
You can't just show up late. I mean, you just can't show up now and think everything's going to turn around. I mean, you got to start and build and, you know.
Micah's trainer's like, can you imagine Micah playing in Lincoln? No, I can't. He's crazy. This dude will be like Odell Beckham to the 8th.
Well, let me just add to this. Your kid's in the class of 24, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What difference
well,
does that make?
Well, because by then you'll have UCLA and USC and a new TV deal in the Big Ten, which there are a lot of.
I was just reading Dr. Min's article on the regions hearing on UCLA is this morning.
Well, so there's part of that. So yesterday was outside of the stuff that's played on the field.
How fitting.
Because you have the Big Ten media deal appears to probably be announced at some point today. That's what people in the know are thinking. And I don't know there's any secrets left in it. Probably just the final secret is the final money. But we know that Fox, CBS, and NBC/Peacock will all be involved. I don't know if you get an update like on Friday night games, but we basically know what's going to happen. We just need it to be announced, and it looks like it's going to be announced today. But here's something that happened yesterday. So Pete Thamel was the first to really the inevitable. I mean, the inevitable separation of the people that want to play high-level college football from the NCAA, that they can govern on their own. And there was the discussion about expanding the playoff before 26 because of all the money that could be left out there. And then you bring in presidents, chancellors, and conference commissioners are all together. Do you trust that your board of regents or your chancellor and your president at your respective school knows football?
No.
They're knowledgeable.
No.
Because there is the situation out in California that you just alluded to with the UC Regents that I don't know that they'll block a move by UCLA to the Big Ten, but I think yesterday they found out that they may have the authority to move forward.
To do so, yeah.
What a mess that could turn into. I mean, it's already a mess for the Pac-12 when you learn that USC on their own leaving dropped their media deal from $500 million to $350 million just because USC will not be involved. The $500 million to $350 million because USC will not be involved.
Isn't that
win Big Ten, loser Pac-12.
Man. I mean, and they have to take it too.
Yeah, I mean, you have no stoppage of USC. Now you can muddy the waters for UCLA, but come on. I mean, so you're going to make UCLA stay in a conference that they clearly want. They can't afford to stay in almost. That they got a lifeline to come to the Big Ten.
I mean,
lots of hands in the lots of chefs in the kitchen.
It seems that way.
But why do we? I mean, I think here in Nebraska's case, and the current setup, I think we would agree that a Ted Carter or Ronnie Green and some of the Board of Regents are knowledgeable about athletics and the money and the Big Ten and all the movement. That you could put something in front of them and they understand, and they're not going to go, well, let me just look into this a little bit more.
I assume you're asking me about the majority of.
Yeah.
I
mean,
not ours.
I think there are some where I don't trust my president and chancellor. Hey, this is about athletics. Get out the way. I mean, this is money with athletics. Do not muddy the waters. But yeah, that just is. I think that is something to watch. I can't imagine that UCLA doesn't come with USC, but it's California. We don't know what's going to happen.
No, I mean
and they're going to be a pain in the butt to. It sounds like UCLA to explain how this all went down and how it's beneficial to UCLA and how it hurts the rest of the state of California.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see, because sometimes folks in positions of power that just all of a sudden realize they have power.
And didn't that seem like that's what happened yesterday?
Don't always think so clear. Say, oh, wait. We have the authority? Oh, okay. Let's see how this plays out. You're like, oh boy, buckle up.
And some people, as you know, can't handle authority. If you have power, you can't handle power.
Who are you telling?
6:53. Coming up a little bit later, Sarah Baker Hansen will join us. Stephen M. Sipple will stop by.
Sarah.
We'll get into some nuts and bolts of the football that 9 days from now will be played on a field in Dublin, Ireland.
We're out there on the grass now. It's for the record.
Hey, and you don't have to worry about it, and they don't have to do the wet ball drill.
Yeah.
Because the weather is going to be really nice on game day in Dublin.
60.
Beautiful.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, Look, listen, it's gonna look good on television. I mean, they're gonna, picturesque, and you'll fall in love with Dublin.
Are you only going to pan the cameras like on a couple of the corners, or what do you mean?
Well, have you? You probably haven't, but look at the seating chart. It looks like they weren't anticipating a sellout, maybe 75, 80% full. So you situate the people so it looks like it's a little bit fuller.
Yeah,
Just
short of using a black curtain.
The old trick is some current arenas and some old ones is you don't have all the seats are the same color. Like you have different colored seats. So it looks like even though that seat is empty, it looks like there's somebody in it. I don't think that's the case in that stadium.
Wait a minute. Like we're going to have buy a person to put in the stands, or?
Well, we're not going back to those days. But if you like I'll give you an example. The old Met
props for the creativity though.
The old Met Center had different colored seats, like even in a row, because if somebody wasn't in that seat, when you would pan the camera, it would look like somebody in there.
What's the raceway that I drove back from Lincoln?
Eagle Raceway.
Yeah. Remember, and I said it looked like I wanted to know what was going on, but it was just the checkered seats. It gave the illusion that people were there.
Yeah. And then usually Eagle Raceway is pretty packed, but yeah, when people are not there.
Yeah, I told that story not too long ago, Chance, a couple months ago. And now it comes into play because I know exactly what you're talking about. Because the only reason I got off of that highway to get back on that interstate was to see what was going on over at Eagle. Otherwise, I'd have just stayed on.
Yeah, what were you? What?
I was coming back from Lincoln.
On Highway 34?
No, 6. It's Highway 6, right?
Oh no. Okay, so you're talking about I-80 Speedway.
I don't know whatever speedway it is.
So if you're
I told you there's the little radio
okay.
station that's right outside of just outside the parking lot.
Talking about Ka-Chow.
Lightning McQueen?
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at that. Good job.
Wow.
I think
the sad thing is I knew what he was referencing because
you got kids. You definitely knew what I was talking about.
All right, 55 past the hour.
Yeah, what is it? I-80? Remember they just had the debacle out there?
Well, I-80 this is the last year. Yeah, you weren't at Eagle. You weren't at Eagle because you would be completely lost if you're trying to come back through Lincoln. You'd be on Highway 34 and it'd be but if you were on Highway 6 and maybe you turned there at Ashland to get to the interstate, you drove right by the I-80 Speedway.
That's exactly what I did.
Would you like to buy a Speedway? I think this is it. They only got a couple more months left
for like your go-karts or something.
Well, they're going to shut it down.
What are they rolling? What's that price going to be?
I don't know.
Do I have to maintain the grounds, or is that part of the deal?
Well, it's a big piece of land. Maybe expand the RV park that's there right by the interstate. When you're driving down to Lincoln.
I don't have an RV yet, though.
Yeah, but you're not looking to live there. You're looking to make money.
Yeah, that's always a good thing.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
I'm not buying a Speedway though.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be an entrepreneur.
Mm-mm.
You could, maybe, shut it down, open a Speedway around here, bring back old Sunset.
General rule of thumb: try not to own anything that eats.
I think about 18 years ago, you violated that rule.
General rule of thumb.
We're off and running. Sharp betting in the morning. We got some stuff from yesterday. People that chimed in. We've got a lot of love for our caller Jay.
The offense speaks today too. How about that?
This is it for Mickey. Get in all your questions for Mickey.
Chance, final countdown.
And then,
okay, Dan.
So,
and a mix of Connor too the other day. Wow.
You want me to do the Edwin Diaz injury song with
no more Edwin talk either. I offended a lot of Edwins yesterday. Apparently, there's a lot more than I know
What did you say that offended him? We were just talking about the Edwin or Irwin.
I'm talking about their names being silly or something.
No, I said that I don't know a lot of Edwins that have the Latino combination last name. Several.
Yeah, like Edwin Scissorhands.
No, that would be Edward. And I don't believe Scissorhands is Latino.
Is that an old Spain last name? Scissorhands?
The world is wrong.
Hey, there are some things that you regret.
Yeah.
I'm now regretting linking this article on my Twitter account.
I don't even know why you did that.
Well, I just, I want people to wake up and start to consume some news.
That's not news, though. That was kind of closer to drivel. Did you read Big 22 Personnel guy? And I always read his stuff just because he has one of the greatest Twitter handles ever. I'm
more of a 21 guy, by the way.
I'm quite flabbergasted that haughty scribe Dan willfully omitted
The haughty scribe.
the eminently topical anecdotes related to Go Big Red, Sal is dead, or Johnny Rogers was a felon. See, we're childish. You just knew. I mean, just leave it to the fan base. They'll get loose. You just wait. Wait till about 2-3 hours when Nebraska fans wake up and see the article.
How did Dave not remember the Sal is dead, Go Big Red?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe his Google search didn't bring that up.
Do you know that I eventually met the person that had the bed sheet in the
Would you stop
North
it?
Stadium?
What'd you do? Just share? He said, "I'm the guy."
Oh, it was like a couple of years later.
Yeah.
And just randomly crossing paths. He said, yeah, me and my two buddies, we made the sheet in the North Stadium that we put out over the vomitory. Yeah. Sal is dead, Go Big Red.
Yeah.
And then the chant started.
I don't think we need to bring that up again.
Well, good thing Dave didn't.
Wow.
Wait till he meets Johnny Rogers as part of the welcoming committee. All right, 7 o'clock. Sharp betting in the morning on 1620 The Zone.
You could win $5,000 to have the ultimate tailgate party on 1620 The Zone. Enter now at 1620thezone.com.
Dan Thompson of Thompson & Thompson, third generation roofing, siding, gutters, and more, where they're celebrating 25 years of business.
Thank you, Omaha, and all the communities around for putting your trust in us for 25 years. Integrity is what our customers like about us, and they know they can trust us to protect their home and make it look great. Call Thompson & Thompson third generation today and become one of the thousands of customers who are glad they did. Or click thompsonthird.com.
Hey everyone, Josh Peterson here for my friends at Kugler Vision. It has been a great summer, but a new school year. The fall, crisp, cool weather will be upon us before you know it, and it is time for you to transition into crisp, clear vision. Who can help you do that? Of course, the fine folks at Kugler Vision, voted Best of Omaha, #1 LASIK provider in Omaha Magazine. They changed my life in 2018. They can change your life today. Visit their website, schedule a consultation, KuglerVision.com.
You want to go to a professional sporting event? You want to go to a college sporting event? You want to go to a play? You want to go to a concert? Go where I go, ticketsforless.com. When I'm looking to find the best seats to the show or the big game, I go to ticketsforless.com, formerly Ticket Express. Same great customer service. And most importantly, with ticketsforless.com, no outrageous ticket fees when you get ready to check out. The ticket price you see is always the price you pay. Unlike the other guys, they don't tack on a per ticket service fee at checkout. It's ticketsforless.com. Get yourself in the game today.
Buy your next vehicle your way from anywhere with Woodhouse. Start your journey online at woodhouse.com. Easily shop all new and pre-owned inventory, explore payment options, and apply for financing. Ready to purchase? Schedule your new vehicle for pickup from the dealership or have it delivered to your driveway. Need a little extra help in determining your perfect vehicle? Our knowledgeable and local dealerships can guide you to the vehicle that best matches your needs. Experience car buying your way with Woodhouse, a trusted auto partner since 1975.
Take your science or healthcare degree to the next level at College of St. Mary and apply to one of our in-demand graduate programs. Earn a Doctor of Physical Therapy with our online on-campus hybrid program. Earn a Master of Science in Physician Assistant Studies in just 2 years, or an Occupational Therapy Doctorate in 3 years. Graduate programs at CSM are inclusive and open to everyone. Plus, we offer an accelerated pathway to several of our healthcare programs for those needing their undergraduate degree. Apply today. Get started at csm.edu.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-341-8735 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-341-8735. That's 800-341-8735. What do you have to lose? Call 800-341-8735. Again, 800-341-8735.
After 24 years, Horseman's Park will close for major renovations on Sunday, September 18th. The original simulcast facility will be changed forever, so don't miss this final opportunity to watch and wager on over 700 TVs with weekly food and drink specials, door prizes, and so much more. Time is running out to be a part of Nebraska's horse racing history. Now through September 18th, open 7 days a week. Horseman's Park, Omaha's best bet.
Shop Woodhouse Place Hyundai and Nissan, 144th and Giles. KOZN, Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. Sharp and Betting in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app.
Hey, we do have football tonight. The preseason is back, week number 2. Two teams that are still trying to find themselves, Seattle and the Bears from Chicago. You may poo-poo preseason, and maybe it's been lessened a little bit because joint practices seem to get a little bit more run. But the power of the NFL, people will watch tonight. People will watch. They watch preseason. It does well as a lead into the regular season. But can you help me here? Because you've been in these training camps. Why do the Patriots and Panthers hate each other so much?
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
That's 2 straight days of like nasty brawls.
Hey, the Saints were getting into it. I was just getting ready to say, I was going to joke about the exhibition games. It seems like the joint practices are more physical than the actual preseason games. Folks get it in.
Yeah, that's 2 straight days in Foxborough that the Panthers and Patriots have fought. It carried over into the stands yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
But I think the joint practices, which I love the idea, I think they've taken away a little bit from the preseason. But will we ever get to a point in college where they get a preseason game or a joint practice?
I don't know. We'd like one in high school.
See, I don't know why.
I'm not kidding you. We'd love one in high school.
Can I be an ambassador here? Why are we not? I love the week 0. I love that we start with a huge game tomorrow night.
Is that tomorrow night already?
Yes, it is. It on Cox at 7:00. You'll love our coverage. John Schreiner and I are back together for like the 9th year. I'm required by law to mention that. Why don't we have? And I come up with the idea and you execute it. Okay.
Okay.
Why around here don't we have like we used to? When you and I were playing, we had soap scrimmages.
Yeah.
You bring a bar of soap to get in.
Now
we use that.
It's like Gatorade.
Okay, but why can't we have jamborees? Why can't we have jamborees and you play somebody like Westside plays Scott, somebody you're not going to play in the regular season, and you play
similar to kind of what basketball did.
You play one half of varsity, and then the JV team gets the third quarter or something like that. Why can't we do that in this state?
I don't know.
Instead of you guys are having a scrimmage tonight. I mean, you're hitting the same guys you've been hitting for 2 weeks.
Wait, did I tell you that?
I know a lot. I'm a Westside guy.
Yeah, I mean, we're not. Yeah, okay.
Is that a closed scrimmage?
I mean, it's fine. We're not doing anything.
Well, I didn't say the time. It could happen at 2:00 today. Could happen at midnight. But why?
Yeah, that whole teaching thing. Poo poo.
Why is there? Why has there never been like a jamboree? We could have a Kiwanis Omaha Jamboree high school football.
Oh, who?
I'm just using like a non-for-profit. They can raise some money.
And Kiwanis just was at the top of the melon.
And I'll tell you, because the brief time I lived in Charleston, they had 2 days of the Kiwanis Jamboree, and it was huge.
Oh.
Why can't we do that around here?
Well, you know what? I just don't think.
Do you think there would be an interest for Westside to go play a team that you're not going to play?
Yeah, it'd be great.
And it's just it's kind of a lighthearted.
I don't know if coaches would kind of love that, but maybe situationally, some 7-on-7 about the full team stuff.
Okay. But it would be nice to see somebody else in the preseason.
Oh, believe
I'd
me.
love to see it in college.
Believe me. And I'll tell you more depending on how good Prep or Bellevue West looks tomorrow night.
7 o'clock, Brooks Stadium.
Oh,
if you're not going, they expect a big crowd.
Yeah, I think so.
It's great. It's a week 0. It's a fantastic showcase game.
We'll be there.
So it's gonna be on TV. We got to take a break because we're way behind, but we'll get to him. Is he gonna hold?
I hope. I haven't talked to him. I don't know.
Want me to ask him?
I'm sure he'll hold. He knows how this game works.
let's see.
And plus, we may have to give him.
He complains about his drive to his new job now.
We may have to give him a little bit of runway. He may well get some things off his chest.
Maybe he didn't like Dave, like everybody else in Husker Nation this morning. All right, Sharp and Betting in the morning on 1620 The Zone.
1620 The Zone traffic.
From the Burden AC Heating, Plumbing, and More Time-Saving Traffic Center. We have no accidents to report at this time, but you can expect some major slowdown heading northbound along the JFK from Chandler Road to Q and 25th Streets. Then on L, be prepared for some significant slowdown from 102nd all the way to 90th. And on Dodge, be prepared for some minor delays from 94th to 90th. As always, remember to stay safe and wear your seatbelts. I'm Chris Scott. This time-saving traffic is brought to you by Saul's Jewelry and Loan.
Don't let high gas prices kill your summer plans. Saul's is the place to beat the summer budget crunch. With cash on the spot loans to help you get out of town, book that flight, or take that epic road trip. Cash on the spot, your summer getaway at Saul's Jewelry and Loan.
Summer is here, and if you have a gotta get it done this year project, trust the official exterior experts of the Huskers, J-Tech Construction. Call them for a free estimate on roofing, siding, windows, or even solar. They're close by with 3 locations in Nebraska, including Lincoln, Grand Island, and Omaha. Need financing? J-Tech offers 0% interest for 60 months. Call 402-261-3682 or go online to yourexteriorexperts.com. J-Tech Construction, Nebraska's exterior expert.
At Sid Dillon Chevrolet, we prioritize you and your vehicle needs. Visit our dealerships to shop inventory or to order your new vehicle. Shop online at SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
Watching a ball game at Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill is just, well, pretty awesome, actually. And it doesn't matter if you prefer the college dink or the big league crack of the bat, there's nothing better than watching a game with a cold, frosty one, Oscar's Pizza, or award-winning char-buffed wings with Oscar's Thai chili bourbon wing sauce. And with daily lunch and dinner specials, it's really a no-brainer. So get ready to watch your favorite team play ball at Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, 173rd and West Center Road, and takeout at 162nd and Maple.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
The Ford truck lineup is purpose-built from the ground up, designed to be tough and productive. Crafted with high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy body and torture-tested high-strength steel frame with new tech to help you work smart and hard. The F-150, Ranger, and Maverick are built tough and ready to tackle whatever lies ahead. Hit the road in confidence and learn more about Ford trucks in-store or online anytime at WoodhouseFord.com, your trusted truck dealer since 1975. Woodhouse Ford.
Commercial real estate is facing its first headwinds in over 8 years. Register now to attend the 33rd annual event, The Changing World of Commercial Real Estate, from the CRE Summit, Friday, August 26th at the CHI Health Center, Omaha. Industry pros will discuss hot topics such as what increased interest rates mean for CRE, the impact on new development, and how to manage the rising costs of construction. Register now. Attend CRESummit.com. Don't miss the CRE Summit. Join us and get deals done.
Sharp and Betting in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app. Here are Gary Sharp and Damon Benning.
1-0 to Beatty, hit high in the air to right field, pretty deep. Back goes Acuna at the track, at the wall, and it is gone. Brett Beatty with his first major league swing. Hits a home run off the top of the 16-foot high wall in right field. He salutes his parents on his way around third base. This kid is living the dream. He points skyward as he crosses home plate. He is hugged by Mark Canha. Brett Beatty in his first major league plate appearance. It's a 2-run homer, and the Mets have a 4-0 lead.
They won a wild one last night in Atlanta.
Not a snowball's chance knew that the Mets and
I don't know. I that's what I immediately
did you know
thought
the
in my head.
connect there, Chance?
What was the connect?
Yeah, you didn't know it.
So the Mets are
What
up-
can I learn?
Well, you're going to learn here in a second.
Our next caller, that is his favorite team.
Oh,
And now
go
the-
me.
And now the Mets are
He
up
said, "Go me."
4.5. Hey, the Polar Bears now got 99 RBIs, and the Mets got DeGrom going tonight. Today,
Go me.
go me.
Yeah, day baseball.
6 games.
Yeah.
Get your gambling. Get your gambling right today.
However many days.
Get your daily sweat right today.
You
You got 11 games total, 6 in the afternoon. You got a preseason game.
I will not. I will be about 48 minutes away
Okay.
at the old buffet back room.
Okay. I'm not sure what that means. That's
Nebraska
okay.
City, numbnuts.
Oh, that's right. You're going to Valentino's today, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you take this guy? He loves
Yeah,
Valentino's.
We can roll.
He said,
this is his jail.
Yeah, he said his favorite pizza in Nebraska
he
is
said
Valentino's.
The sauce is so good and savory.
What did we say? What do we owe this pleasure to?
What's up, apostrophe?
Well, I have questions about Jay's call yesterday. So I'm curious. How many tight shirts do you own? First of all, I don't remember seeing you in a bunch of small shirts. But I mean, you're in good shape. You can wear small shirts if you want. That's fine.
Was that
And then,
not wild?
How many hood cousins do you have? I know a lot of your family. I never met their hood cousins.
No, I asked
Who are
him.
the hood cousins?
Michael, I asked him the same thing. He
fucking
said
him?
he said he's got a couple.
Yeah, they're on my mom's side. I think they're out in California still.
I thought you were going to say they were from the South, just to be mean. He's like, oh, they're the hood. They're from the South. No, man, I'm just sitting here at the bus stop. One of the true givens, like in geometry, of this wonderful OPS year is the first day of school after they've changed the bus stop for the 5th time. You won't get a bus to actually come to the stop. So I'm watching 7 kids standing on a corner at 48th and Hickory, and there's no bus that was supposed to be here at 7:03. So that's what I'm doing.
Is there like phone a friend? Can you like buy yourself some time and they say, hey, we're on the way, or what's going on?
You can go online. There's an app. There's an app to
Yeah, you
look
can
and
see where the bus is.
But we don't know the bus number yet because it's first day. So we don't have the bus number yet. So I get the bus number on the first day, and then I can look up on the app. But at this point, there's no bus here.
All right, so the bus is 13 minutes late.
Total first world problems. Micah got his schedule changed on the very first day, 10 minutes into walking into the door. So I mean, and that's not even an OPS issue. So it's like maybe it's an epidemic.
OPS sent out a voicemail and email the other day, and it said, "This is your schedule, but it could change." And you're like, could you imagine? You're like freshman year of high school, you expect something and it changes? That would drive me nuts. But that's what it says on all the information. It could change. This is your schedule just for now. It could change.
Hey, I went back to our spot the very next day, and it might have been better.
Really?
It was unbelievable.
It's so good. And he does a great. And how about the stories? That's what I'm talking about. Telling great stories is why you have a great show.
Yeah,
Food's
Coach,
great, but tell me good stories.
who doesn't want meat on a stick? I mean, I had Chance over here salivating.
Well, I mean,
Hey, I got to take advantage because we never talked to each other. Like you never sat next to either one of us.
No, you know what? If you would show up at an event that Michael and I were at last week.
If I could have got there, I would have. I mean, that's what he does. I mean,
well, I'm just,
hey,
look,
says the guy that never tells me when he's going on vacation. It's always an accident. Hey, here's your co-host. Like,
hi, I'm in Europe. No, first of all, he's right because you weren't there. We all expect you to be there. Neil was heartbroken. He did shed a tear because you weren't there.
It makes me sad.
It would have been nice if you'd have been at the table with us. The bus is here. The bus is here. It's bus 289, in case anybody wants to know.
Hey, listen to me. What is going to happen this season in terms of Nebraska's record?
See, man, I don't know if you want to call it a Kool-Aid guy or whatever, but I have a bet with young Peterson over 6. So I have him. If I get to 7, I win the bet.
Okay.
But I think 8-4 is in the cards. They're going to be favored in at least 8 games. Correct? Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
They're going against, in terms, if you base this schedule simply on how many games expected, Vegas-wise, for the other teams they're playing, this is the easiest schedule they've had. And I went back 6 years. Just 6 years. This is the easiest schedule they've had then. So if they can't do it now, I know you don't love schedule, but they can't do it now against this schedule with a better, in my opinion, better quarterback room, better running back room, better wide receiver room, better coaches. If they can't do it now, yeah, why not just let's bring UNO football back and let's just end Nebraska and Lincoln. How about that?
Damn.
Well, I didn't go that hard. I said just stop the program for a year, plant some crops in Memorial Stadium, make some money, pay some players.
Are you?
Hey, it worked. Go ahead.
Are you gonna watch any high school football, or are you out?
Hey, listen. I told Stacey asked me the other day because I guess there's I don't know, there's issues going on. She said, "You want to come back?" And I said, "Build me a show based off of the Saints and Caleb's football games, and I could do a show because that's what I'll be doing. I'm going to see Caleb play football, and I'm going to be watching the Saints."
Wait a minute. We have issues? There's issues?
Oh, I don't know anything. I'm just saying. So she called me, and I said, "Oh, okay." And instead of that, I'm just going to do the morning show on Sunday mornings, the Hangover show instead. So I'm just going to do that instead. That I can talk. I can talk to Huskers. But outside of Caleb Benning football, the Saints, and the Huskers, that's all I got.
Man, hey, I appreciate the rundowns too on Star Wars. I was telling the story a couple weeks ago of the string of texts of you giving me the timelines and me feeling much, much better educated.
I like when I got into the Battle of Yavin, and that's when the timeline starts. Year
in the
zero,
moons, and I was
Yavin
like,
ends, and
Yeah,
got a little geeky up there.
What year BBY is that?
Yeah, well, he's trying to figure out how Vader could be in Rogue One because he was trying to figure out why Star Wars was 4 instead of Star Wars being 1, New Hope.
Yeah.
That's where we had a little we had a little issue.
Because Lucas
And we
is
figured it out.
insane.
hey, why, right on cue. Jay asked if that was you on the phone, man. I think he's missing you. Remember when he first started talking to you about your suits and your haircuts?
He gave me a hard time about also, putting a binder on my smoked meat, which is ridiculous. Everybody, what's nothing wrong putting a binder on, right, Gary? Don't you use mustard for a binder?
All the time.
Yeah. I'm blowing the horn for Miles to come out.
All right, buddy. Good talk.
All right, see you guys. Have a great year.
Later. He's foolish. Jay's like, is that Mike? He used to always call him Mike. It was crazy. He would say, Mike. I see what you're doing with the Jedi mind tricks. I like it.
Speaking of Jay, Doug wrote us a long email.
Doug.
In the Equitable Bank inbox. Not the Doug from Equitable Bank. He says he has a bunch of narratives that have formed over the fall camp. And his last one was, is Jay the best caller in Sharp and Betting history? Is it more because yesterday may have been the single best collection of one-liners in a given call, or is it more because the Nates and Quincy's of the world have lowered our expectations of what good content sounds like? 722. Sarah Baker Hansen.
He did have some one-liners in that
top
bad
of the
boy.
hour. Oh, I mean, people are still talking about Jay's call.
Chance, who called like 4 minutes after to see when it was downloaded?
That would have been Don Juan.
Oh, Don Juan was good. Yeah, where is Don Juan this
Said he was calling Friday.
Oh, Friday. He's
Yeah.
waiting.
Mm-hmm.
What is he only? Did you put him on a
No,
regimen?
I think, you know what?
I don't
He's
know.
usually a Friday guy. I don't know. Maybe his schedule, he can only get away on Friday.
We want to get away for a while.
Sharp and Betting in the morning at 1620 The Zone.
Previously on Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
And this is, again, conditional. But if Nebraska's on a roll, then all of a sudden this game moves way up. Purdue, I think, is a legitimate division contender, even though not a lot of people are picking them. But the history, too. Jeff Brom has kind of had Scott Frost's number. I get it. There's still this mental block about it. Oh, it's only Purdue. Well, it's not only Purdue. Purdue has been really good against Nebraska.
Unsportsmanlike Conduct with John Bishop and Josh Peterson. Weekdays 2 to 6 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Partly sunny and warm Thursday. Southwest wind between 5 and 15 miles per hour. Dry through the afternoon, then a chance for a few isolated showers and storms closer to sunset. Highs in the mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV News Watch 7.
Hey, if you're planning a trip to Arrowhead Stadium this season, if you're going south on I-29, here's your chance to go see the Chiefs, or that great home schedule they have from the Chargers, the Broncos, the Raiders, all the way to the Bills. And right now with Tickets for Less, you have an exclusive opportunity to get 20% off seats to see the Chiefs play at home this year. Only until 5 today, 20% off any tickets to any Chief home game in 2022. You realize that here in less than a month, the Chiefs and the Chargers will be playing on a Thursday night to kick off the home season, and you want to be at Arrowhead. Find the seats you want at ticketsforless.com. Then call 402-398-1999, and they'll apply the discount over the phone. You have to select your seats online at ticketsforless.com, and then give them a call, 402-398-1999, and then they'll apply the discount over the phone. Tell them Gary sent you. Ticketsforless.com.
1620 The Zone. Traffic.
From the Burden AC Heating, Plumbing, and More Time-Saving Traffic Center. We have no accidents to report at this time, but you can expect some major slowdown heading northbound along the JFK from Chandler Road to Q and 25th Streets. Then on L, be prepared for some significant slowdown from 102nd all the way to 90th. And on Dodge, be prepared for some minor delays from 94th to 90th. As always, remember to stay safe and wear your seatbelts. I'm Chris Scott. This time-saving traffic is brought to you by Lanahaw Nurseries.
No better time than now to focus on your garden or landscape. Come shop Lanahaw's Garden Center, filled with the area's best quality plants, flowers, and trees. Rooted in quality, unmatched value. Lanahaw Nurseries, 192nd and Center.
There are actually two kinds of cigars. The first is the one you smoke with beloved family and friends. The second, the one you enjoy with friends you've just met. And you'll find both at Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge. At Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge, there's a well-stocked humidor with some of the best bands from around the world, and a bar with your favorite cocktails and other drinkables. So what do you say? Which cigar will you be enjoying tonight? Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge, just off I-680 and 48th Street next to Cubby's.
1620 The Zone, live and local, broadcasting 6A to 6P in the Host Coffee Zone studio. Host Coffee, offering office break room refreshment services to Omaha and Lincoln metro area businesses. Discover a better break room solution for your office at sales@hostcoffee.net.
Goodbye, bench press. Adios, squat rack. Fare thee well, kettlebell.
Hey, Kellen, need a spot?
No, Jake from State Farm. I'm just saying goodbye to my pricey gym membership.
What? Don't give up what you love. State Farm has options like insuring your home and ride with great rates on both.
Nice. Hey, can I buy you a protein shake or a granola bar? Or
for surprisingly great rates, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
Since this is a radio commercial, you can't see the people standing behind me. They're the Langfeld family. Everybody wave. Oh, sorry, you can't see them because radio. Anyway, the Langfelds are the family behind Langfeld Overhead Door, where they proudly install Midland garage doors to fit any space and style. And they don't take a backseat to anyone when it comes to their service. Because if something goes wrong, it's their name on the line. So they're going to make sure it goes right every single time. Langfeld Overhead Door, 402-234-2700.
A smoke-free environment is the only way to fully protect from the dangers of secondhand smoke. That's why smoke-free policies are so important to me, whether it's in my car, apartment building, or when I'm dining outdoors. There's no place for secondhand smoke or e-cigarette aerosol. Breathe easier knowing the facts. Visit smokefree.ne.gov. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska.
Hi, everybody. Gary Sharp. You know, if you've been in Nebraska for a while and you love going to sporting events and you're getting your hands on the best tickets, there's a good chance you bought them from Ticket Express. Well, I'm here to tell you that Ticket Express has a new name. It's Tickets for Less. So if you've loved the quality customer service and the community feel that Ticket Express has brought us over the past 3 decades, have no fear. Tickets for Less is going to be here with the same energy and the same selection. Ticketsforless.com. Always the best seats at the best prices to your favorite sporting events. And if you ever need anything, just give them a call. 402-398-1999. $9.99 and tell them Gary sent you.
Listen to 1620 The Zone anywhere, anytime. Online at 1620thezone.com and on the 1620 The Zone mobile app. You can hear all of your 6A to 6P favorites in the 1620 The Zone app, powered by Woodhouse Auto Family.
Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. EquitableOnline.com.
Sharp and Benning in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app.
All right, 110 players will be making the trip to Ireland. I think Nebraska will have trouble selecting 74 that will dress. I think that 74th person will be difficult.
No. I think I think they know what they're rolling with in terms of personnel.
Nobody's fighting for this. They have battled a survivor today in practice for the 73rd and 74th spot.
Not players anyway.
All right. At 7:29. Coming up in 30 minutes, Sarah Baker Hansen will join us.
Sarah.
I alluded to it earlier, and Brett McMurphy was listening to the show, and he said, you guys are right. At some point this morning, the Big Ten will announce their mega media deal. That I think the only thing we're waiting for is what is the number? What is the number for the whole deal? Because we know who the partners are. And then there's the Notre Dame question about Notre Dame getting to eat in the Big Ten but not have to be in the Big Ten with their deal with NBC that could be $60 million that is being reported. And Notre Dame's living a really good life.
Semi-charmed.
Because it looks like if they stay independent and being with NBC and the Big Ten on NBC, they're still going to get to play Big Ten teams.
Just didn't want to put their foot down with the schedule or what?
I don't know. There's the lure of being independent and whatever that is, but the door is always open.
Allure. That was a heck of a cologne. Did you ever wear that?
I did not. I was just trying to match our beginning of the show.
Chance, do they still make Allure?
Let me look.
I think I'm going to go ahead and Google. Allure was pretty good. It was pretty okay. I don't know if they still make that, though. What do you think? What'd you find, Chance? Oh, yeah, I see it. Macy's. That's your spot, huh, Chance?
Oh, yeah, I'm always...
Oh, don't knock Macy's.
Yeah, somebody in my family gave me a Macy's gift card for Christmas. I had no idea how to use it.
Yeah, I don't think we have a Macy's here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they're fewer and fewer.
Just ordering.
I hang out at the JCPenney.
I don't even think they have that here anymore, do they?
No, it's in
Shadow Lake.
There's one on Westroads.
Well, I haven't been there since the Collision Center. I don't know much about Shadow Lake.
You've probably been to Westroads, right?
Yeah.
Why does Westroads...
I saw your meet in the truck thing.
Yeah, why does Westroads close at 8 o'clock at night?
I have no idea. I don't shop.
I went there recently, and all the stores were closed at 8 o'clock.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Why are places closing so early around here?
I do go to Dick's, though.
Dick's and Shields.
Yeah. I order from Shields.
The Shields.
You go to the Ferris wheel?
Hey, the Shields in Lincoln.
No chance. I don't ride. Do I look like the type of dude that's going to go ride the Ferris
wheel?
wheel?
Zoe likes to ride the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, I don't know if she's been. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's been on that. I don't know. She wasn't with me.
You rode the Ferris wheel when it was at the College World Series.
No, I did not.
When it was the featured item at the College World Series.
That's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
The Shields in Lincoln, much greater than the Shields in Omaha. The Shields in Omaha or Lincoln is like mega.
I don't go to the mall.
Oh, you're an online guy. You don't want to be seen.
Correct.
Does every Shields have a statue of Reagan? Just out of curiosity.
Reagan, as
yeah,
in Ronald?
So they have former presidents.
Oh.
Like Abe Lincoln is outside of the Shields here.
This is like a statue of Reagan with a cowboy hat.
You guys really pay attention to your surroundings.
Well, I was walking in recently and I'm like, why do they have Abe Lincoln sitting on a bus bench?
I don't even have my head up typically.
I'm a socialite.
Yeah, I am not.
I like to see people, talk to people.
I like to talk to people at Shields. How's it going?
Okay.
All right.
What is going on?
Let's go back to Doug's column. I think that was...
It's Dave.
Is it Dave?
Yes.
Oh man, I thought it was Doug.
Doug's the emailer. Dave is
Oh.
the scribe.
Well, I mean, when your morning starts with a column that the headline, remember, Dave Hannigan
Razzmatazz.
does not write the headline. Cornhuskers bring plenty of baggage to Dublin along with the razzmatazz.
Razzmatazz.
Stop saying it like that, Chance.
We got the jazz.
You think Nebraska will have a play that's called Razzmatazz just for Dave?
Who knows what?
Give
plays
him the
Nebraska
old
does.
razzle dazzle.
Nebraska's ruthless college football institution has a reputation in the U.S. for often doing the wrong thing when it matters most. Yeah, like not winning. Here's Michigan Lance. Good morning.
Good morning, Gary. Good morning, Damon. Hey, thanks for having me on Black Callers Week on Shopping Benning in the.
Wow.
This is great.
You couldn't help yourself, huh?
It's been a
I am glad to have you on as part of the panel.
man. Is it game week up there for high school football?
Yeah, it's week 0 for a couple of schools, in particular Prep and Bellevue West, but there are a handful of games.
All right, but it's not next week. Is a full week for everybody.
Correct.
Oh, okay. All right, man. Hey, you guys been having like a Friday show every day this week. I was wondering if people so squirrely because it's game week or what, man.
We've also we're in the Lance. We're in the slug. It's 9. We've now ticked it under. We're single figures till the start of the season, and there's nothing really left to discuss.
Okay. I got you, man. It's been funny that you guys got new callers, not only new callers but new listeners. And we live in this world of, hey, that has to be the greatest just because we heard it 5 seconds ago.
Oh, wow. Are you hating on that call now?
I'm not hating. I know, Jay. That was a good call.
Okay.
But let's not be, prisoners of the moment of previous great calls. I mean,
wow. Caller on caller crime.
Back in the day. You know what I mean?
Man.
Who's the Nebraska Mike? Nebraska Mike has some doozies in like 14, 15. So,
yeah.
Big. That one guy. What happened to the guy? He was a Kansas basketball.
Oh, Kansas Ken.
Yeah, because he said he told me to eat cat feces one time. What happened to him?
I don't. No, you know what? He's not around.
I don't know. Yeah, Kansas Ken was great. Hey, what about Chris in Ohio? Chris in Ohio had some doozies.
Yeah, hey, definitely. Yeah,
Chris in Ohio was in love with Kim.
Yeah, he was. That was creepy.
Yeah, I remember most of. Hey, so have you guys been seeing? I don't know if it's a meme or whatever going around where it says like our reference point, and like since we're older, like the 90s. For me, like I graduated high school in '98, and so like the 90s for me was like 10 years ago. It was, you know what I mean? Like it's like time is gone, man. And so I feel like we've done that to where you guys have been on the air, 10 years? Like,
yeah.
It's about a decade now. So like we forget, like, man, you guys got off to a great start and good and still going. And, I'm just glad I played my part to make it comfortable for black callers like Jay and others to call in and themselves, you know what I mean? Because, hey, that many of us when we were starting out in the 12, 13, and 14s now. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't remember that. So
Hey, you never called. You got access to the studio. You had a point to make. You just drove to the studio and came in the building.
Yeah, says the guy that like second call in says a black man doesn't talk about a white man's money. That would be you. That doesn't make it comfortable for anybody.
Hey, that was uncomfortable for me after no, I like that one. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
He said, no, I like that one.
Hey, I feel better that I'm not there. You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of things were held against me on some of the calls that I made in my personal and career life.
I think people thought I think people thought you're just crazy. Outside of that, it was fine. Hey, so
Um,
I did tell the guys yesterday during the crossover about your infamous knockdown drag out over the Lakers and LeBron, and one of the few guys to be asked to leave the barbershop.
Yeah, and then what happened after that championship, I came back and got my victory. And he was so mad that LeBron won a championship with the Lakers, and he was a Lakers fan, and I told him LeBron was going to do it. I told all of you guys, like, how can you be mad about a guy who comes to your franchise and turns you into an instant winner? Like, nobody in the history has done that. He's won a championship everywhere he's been in professional sports.
All right,
You know what I mean? So,
how many? So with his extension, so he can play with Bronny in 24 with the Lakers.
Right.
How many more titles will LeBron James win?
I'm going to say one.
Okay.
I'm going to say one more. I think they can squeeze out one more before he's done. One thing about sports nowadays is with all this information, we got to a point where we kind of knew everything. Well, I think here recently, like, moves have been made where we didn't know that come out of nowhere. You know what I mean? So I think there's still some moves that they can make where he can get one more championship before he leaves the NBA. You know what I'm saying? And so with high school football coming up, DB, you had me really thinking about who am I going to be watching? You kind of threw me off, like, because I really haven't been there, so I haven't been thinking about the players. But, like, there's a lot of kids that are coming up whose dads play, like Ken Keith, his son is coming up.
Yeah,
so,
and Caprice will have a chance to play, I think, for Coach Huffman, maybe.
Hey, I'll see him. I'll see him tomorrow night. You can living where you do now. You can stream it on Cox.
Drink.
yeah, you got to give me your Cox user information.
Whoa.
I don't have that.
Whoa.
Just text me your, just text me your user
Hey,
info.
he just asked over the air.
Don't be subtle or anything.
My bad.
Yeah.
Hey, how about, I'm sorry, I'll pay you on your bill, Cox, and then I'll pay Gary's bill, and then he can give me his user.
He said, "Hey, man, I need your login."
I got 10 on it. But him, a couple, like your younger son, Breeze, is coming up.
Yeah.
Courtney Grigsby's going to be having a son coming up. He's in 7th grade. Jermaine Ballard has a son. So there's guys that I got that are like kind of middle school now, or freshmen, like that I'm gonna be looking at in these next few years, man. This we're about to go. And DB Carter years ago, it's like we got this. We know for sure right now. There's probably like 7 to maybe 10 years where there's a lot of talent within Caleb, who's a junior, or I guess the seniors now. The seniors now on down to, what, DB, you want to say what, 5th?
Yeah, 5th, 6th grade.
4th?
5th, 6th grade.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Where there's a lot of talent, coming up, man. So I'm excited about the high school football around. We got guys, Brandon Williams' son will be a senior down in Texas. So, he lived in Omaha till he was about 11. And, DeJuan Johnson, his son will be a junior down in All Saints as well with Brandon Williams' son, Jay Bott. So, we got kids all over the country that were raised in Omaha for a good amount of time that are also doing well too, man. So I'm excited about this upcoming year and these next few years coming up. So did you guys like the Jeter
No.
document?
No.
How about you, Gary?
No.
What was wrong with it? Help me out here. What was wrong?
He was outside of not liking A-Rod. It was boring.
Yeah, I'm not a Jeter guy. So it was who Derek Jeter is, not real exciting.
Right.
The best part was when he was on with A-Rod the other night.
They should have got him like they did MJ and got him with a few whiskeys and just let him talk.
Right. Hey, for real. Yeah, most of that. But but yeah, here's how I feel about that with Jeter. Right. Like, I felt Michael Jordan was, and it wasn't his fault. I felt he was kind of fake. Well, how they presented Michael Jordan was fake to us, right? That was my issue. It was, and I get it. There was an image he was trying to protect, but he also played into that because Like, it wasn't real. And so with Jeter, I think he's an authentic professional to where it's, hey, man, I'm keeping this professional. This is why I'm doing it. I didn't think he did it to, whether it's to sell shoes or sell things. It was like, hey, I'm a professional. This is how I do things. And to me, that's how you should be striving your young athletes and kids that whether you're yours personally or yours that you're coaching. That professionalism, that's what you should be striving for. I feel he was, one of the ultimate professionals. He wasn't the only one, but he was one of the ultimate guys that was professional. You know what I mean? So that's what I give Jeter, and I thank him for that. And, I watch it with my son and say, hey, look at some of these qualities that he had. But I get it on the board because nobody wants to go in depth, especially about their sexcapades, and or their sexual activity, because that's what that would have been like. Hey man, what's up with these girls? It would have been pretty cool to hear about. Yeah, I had.
That's what I wanted to hear about.
This one with that one. Right.
Yeah.
And even Magic. If you go to Magic's documentary on Apple TV, he didn't even. Hey, he skirted around that thing too. They kind of touched a little bit. You know what I mean? But they didn't go in deep to where they.
That's because they knew he was going to get whacked on Showtime.
Right. Hey, I'm sorry. That Showtime one was great, though.
Hey, how do you think Cookie was looking at Magic?
Man, she knew.
Oh, I already know, but
they were engaged 3 times. 3 times, and he got married on the 4th. Like, how does that?
That's not normal.
I thought that's how
Man,
some people. Hey, some people may call that persistence.
Hey, she probably said no because it was Magic wouldn't have spaghetti at the wedding.
Wow.
On that note,
yeah,
Lance, we got to move on. Hey, thanks for the call. Good hearing you always.
Hey, thanks, fellas.
Dano AZ says, I was going to call in. However, per Lance's criteria, I'm not qualified.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
We set a lot of parameters the last couple of days.
He just no idea.
What a great callback.
It's a lot of shenanigans.
All right, so the Big Ten media deal is going to be mentioned here shortly, and then everybody will go, okay, what's up with Notre Dame? Looks like $60 million for Notre Dame to remain independent. NBC. Quick Notre Dame note for you over there and everybody else: X-Man has moved back to wide receiver. Xavier Watts, because of the lack of depth at wide receiver, he is back at wide receiver in South Bend. All right, 7:46 in the next hour. Sarah Baker Hansen will join us. Stephen M. Sipple will stop by. We have lots to discuss with Sip, his confidence and his concern. Do we need to talk about what if Casey Thompson struggles?
Yeah, if you want to be out in front of it, maybe.
If he struggles, do they let him struggle for a while?
Sharp
betting in the morning on 1620 The Zone.
You could win $5,000 to have the ultimate tailgate party on 1620 The Zone. Enter now at 1620thezone.com.
This is Darcy with Dingman's Collision Center. We have run our business for years by helping the vehicle owner retain the value of their vehicle by working for them with warranted, safe, high-standard repairs. For this reason, Omaha vehicle owners have chosen Dingman's to repair their vehicles. Your loyalty has been shown through repeat business and amazing referrals. You've also voted us first place Best of Omaha for the past 17 years. We want to say thank you for choosing the Dingman family and our incredible technicians to repair your vehicles. At Dingman's, we'd rather be the best than apologize for anything less.
42 degrees. A lot of folks have thought to themselves, gosh, you know what? I'd like to try to replicate that. What does 42 degrees have going on over there? It seems to be working. Well, you know what it is? It is knowledge. There's a reason that they're considered the source. It's not just the friendly staff. It's not just the clean locations. It's the knowledge of the products. The training on all the products that the staff receives is nothing short of incredible. And that's why they're the source for you. This is the go-to source. You got a lot of questions. Hey, what absorption rate and what can I do and what's good for me? And what could be considered this or what could be considered that? How fine of a line is that? All sorts of questions. Well, do yourselves a favor. Just stop on in. Talk to the staff at 42 Degrees and get yourself a free sample. It's really that easy. That's all you have to do. Try it. They've even got stuff for your pets, too. It's no problem. Again, a lot of great locations right by your mom's house. It's 42 Degrees.
Question 5. Lucas and Carla have 3 homework assignments each. Lucas does his online at home, but Carla has no internet at home. If Carla has to travel 5 miles to find Wi-Fi at a noisy diner or a grocery store parking lot, how can she ever be expected to do well in school?
This is not a problem kids should have to solve. Cox Connect to Compete, providing affordable internet to lower-income students. Available to new residential Cox Internet customers who meet eligibility criteria. Other restrictions apply.
Rock and country music's hardest hitters join forces. Five-Finger Death Punch. Brantley Gilbert. With special guest Corey Marks. November 30th, CHI Health Center, Omaha. On sale Friday, 10 a.m. at LiveNation.com. Five-Finger Death Punch's new album, Afterlife, out Friday. Five-Finger Death Punch and Brantley Gilbert, live.
The Ford truck lineup is purpose-built from the ground up, designed to be tough and productive. Crafted with high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy body and torture-tested high-strength steel frame with new tech to help you work smart and hard. The F-150, Ranger, and Maverick are built tough and ready to tackle whatever lies ahead. Hit the road in confidence and learn more about Ford trucks in-store or online anytime at WoodhouseFord.com, your trusted truck dealer since 1975. Woodhouse Ford.
Commercial real estate is facing its first headwinds in over 8 years. Register now to attend the 33rd annual event, The Changing World of Commercial Real Estate, from the CRE Summit, Friday, August 26th at the CHI Health Center, Omaha. Industry pros will discuss hot topics such as what increased interest rates mean for CRE, the impact on new development, and how to manage the rising costs of construction. Register now. Attend CRESummit.com. Don't miss the CRE Summit. Join us and get deals done.
1620 The Zone at 1620thezone.com. Sharpen betting in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app.
All right, so the early stage discussion yesterday about presidents, chancellors, conference commissioners getting together, expanding the playoff before 26, also exploring which an inevitable separation to take college football out of the NCAA. Whatever you do, just don't touch the men's and women's basketball tournament. Leave March Madness alone. You can take football away from the NCAA. Just don't do anything with basketball, the basketball tournament. Let it be as is. Greg Sankey, get your hand out of there. All right. We don't need you dabbling in there. It's fine as it is. Just leave it. You can have all the football in the world that you want, the haves and the have-nots. That's what we want. But don't touch basketball. But the interest has been ramped up again about the money that is out there and the separation that could happen and the potential breakaway by the NCAA. And we'll probably see, with the stuff that's going on in California, which, do you want Cal in the Big Ten? You got UCLA, USC, Cal, and Stanford. Do we want Cal?
Sure.
That's part of the regents balking at UCLA or muddying the waters.
Yeah.
So we've got that going on. You got the Big Ten media deal that's going to be announced today. We're taking the slow steps towards the inevitable separation in college football.
Yeah, there's going to be 2, 3, maybe 4 big conferences. And how long we want to wait till that happens, I guess, will remain a mystery. But I think we probably have to prepare emotionally for college football. And as we knew it, it's long gone.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's big business and it's powerful, folks.
And there'll be a big number that will be announced sometime this morning, maybe in the next hour, from the Big Ten on what their media deal is. We'll also find out. So that's the mystery. We don't know what the final number is, but then the length of some of these deals may also give us some insight into where all of college athletics is headed. What's the length of your deal with CBS or NBC? I don't know how many nuts and bolts we'll get. Like, is NBC going to say, hey, this amount of games will be on Peacock as streaming? We may get also today, there will be Friday Night Football. I mean, that's inevitable. There'll be Friday Night Football, probably streamed. Apple has gotten nice feedback from their baseball this year. Streaming service put on Friday night. But people are going to have to play Friday night. But we also may understand that we are full go for the Big Ten playing night games well into late November.
And that's
to grab that primetime spot.
Be nice to have some of those non-cons that don't happen that you could play in season, like in the conference season. I know coaches don't like that, but I just like for other schools that typically have weather advantages to not always have to have those, or not always receive those and play games in different sorts of elements. But it's a Big Ten thing. I've said this 2,000 times, right? One of the difficulties of the Big Ten competing on the national level is they're one of those leagues that is built much, much differently to win in the regular season than what you'll see in the postseason from what you need to hang in there, just from a climate standpoint.
I think this will be the case because I don't know why you'd go away from it. But starting the year with a couple of conference games, I think is a really good idea.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all either.
Nebraska Northwestern. We had Nebraska start with a conference game last year. You're 2 weeks from tonight. You're going to get a really, really important conference game to kick off the year. Purdue and Penn State. And remember, when the original schedule in 2020, Nebraska and Purdue were going to kick off that year. Remember how we were talking in the offseason about how important that game is for both Scott Frost and Jeff Brom? That was going to be to start the 2020 season, and then that got upended and got a whole new schedule out there.
And now Ross-Ade gets another one that I think is, I don't know if it's equally as important, but it's pretty important for James Franklin.
Oh,
especially coming off the heels of that new deal.
They're in the category of September must matter because of 2 road games. They go to Purdue, and then 2 weeks later they go to Auburn.
Yep.
I mean, they can't be in a 1-2 hole. They just can't. I mean, especially with the way that they've played the last couple of years. I love it.
Just penciling in a dub against Ohio, are you? Yeah. I don't know about those Bobcats.
Because that game's not being played in Athens. All right. Sarah Baker Hansen in the next hour. Stephen M. Sipple. Chris Crutchfield, men's basketball coach at Omaha, will join us. They got an event at Baxter Arena coming up tonight. Ask us anything. You have a chance to get in questions to C. Oliver at nrgmedia.com for your chance to win a gift card from Oscar's Pizza and Grill. That comes up at 9:30. And then Brian Edwards stops by, but Brian finishes the hour with us on the phones. Good morning, Brian. Welcome to Sharp Betting in the Morning.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, B?
I just thought, I've been hearing all the brothers call in and giving out their accolades to themselves, talking about how long they've been calling in. I want y'all to recognize I am like Charles Tukey Williams, the original OG. I called the station 1620 before Damon and Gary got on the station. So I know you guys are called the show, but I've touched every station or radio show on this station. I'm the original P1. I'm all pumped up, ready for football. I see all this energy coming out from everybody. Everybody is ready for football, if you can't tell. People are got so much pent up energy that they got to call the show. They had to, let you guys know how they feel. Really get the show pumped up yesterday. I really felt that. I meant to say, Damon, I remember you when I first met you. I know the old Damon wouldn't let somebody just call in.
Yeah.
Be all for them and talk about you going to a small shirt. I know you're going to take that. When I put my money, I think I'm going to put my money the first week on Nebraska and the under and Damon.
Yeah.
I think I'll make it a parlay and I should be all right. What you think about that?
Hey, let's spend our money together, B. Spend our money together.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, too. Matter of fact, what do y'all think? Because I seen the line at 12, and I think I'm going to take Nebraska for that.
I don't know. That's a lot of points. That's a lot of points.
At circa now, B, it's crept up to 13.
Yes, gosh, I got that 12. Yes, I got to find that 12, see? 13 is a whole different number.
My man is out here shopping at 12.
But wait a minute. One other thing. I know I called it a couple of days ago. And I was just generally, you guys know I'm a Cowboy fan, but I'm not that obnoxious one. I like good players, and my team suck, they suck. If the team is good, they're good. But somebody called in, said something about Dallas Cowboys fans need to shut up. We should feel the plight of the Green Bay Packers. Why? Why? I want you to know, I'm going to say your name, Nebraska ball, Mike. As far as I'm concerned, Dallas lost and so did y'all. There was only one champion last year, and y'all finished the same place we did without a trophy. Have a good week.
Okay. On the bingo card, Stanley Tukey Williams, one of the original gang members of the Crips. Wow. Oh.
Now we got collar on collar crime. All right.
He said call in and say a bunch of accolades about yourself.
All right, Nebraska ball Mike will be calling in the next hour.
He said, why? Why?
Halftime on Sharp and Betting in the Morning.
1620, The Zone. Traffic.
From the Burden AC Heating, Plumbing, and More Time-Saving Traffic Center. We have no accidents to report at this time, but you can expect some significant delays from 192nd all the way to 168th along Center. Then on Dodge, be prepared for some minor delays from 94th to 90th. And if you're traveling along Highway 370, be prepared for just a little bit of slowdown from Richland Drive to 84th. As always, remember to stay safe and wear your seatbelts. I'm Chris Scott. This Time-Saving Traffic was brought to you by Fernando's.
Thanks, Omaha. Thanks for voting Fernando's #1 for Omaha's Choice Awards for Best Mexican Restaurant and Best Margarita. Grab a friend or the whole family and get your fix. 2 locations and open 7 days a week. Fernando's, family owned and community served.
Email any of our shows anytime into the Equitable Bank inbox. At Equitable, we take banking personally. For me, John at 1620thezone.com. The Equitable Bank inbox from 1620 The Zone.
Timber Creek Pizza Pub and Grill serves pizza with an unforgettable pizza sauce and fresh ingredients and unique combinations of bold flavors. Try customer favorites like 3 Oinks and a Moo, the Mountain Man, or the Upset Grizzly Bear. Plus, there are daily specials and menu items like tacos, salads, wings, and burgers. Stop in and check out Timber Creek's family-friendly dining environment while enjoying a popular adult beverage. Timber Creek Pizza Pub and Grill at 178th and Harrison and at timbercreekpizzaomaha.com.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Brookside Medical Clinic. Is erectile dysfunction damaging your relationship? Are you sick of the pill and all the side effects? Well, welcome to the future. We have a major medical breakthrough. Brookside Medical Clinic uses the most advanced form of wave therapy. Backed by 60 clinical studies, our technology uses pressure waves to repair and open up blood vessels. We've helped countless men get rid of their ED. But what is the true end result? Their relationship, even their lives, improve drastically. If you're ready to regain your love life, call us right now, and not only will the assessment and ultrasound be free, we'll also give you a gift that produces immediate results in the bedroom. It almost never fails. This is worth $550, and it's free to callers right now. 402-671-7777. That's 402-671-7777. Put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and experience what I call the happiness ripple effect. Call Brookside Medical Clinic now. 402-671-7777.
1620 The Zone. Live and local, broadcasting 6A to 6P in the Host Coffee Zone studio. Host Coffee, building healthy and happy break room refreshment services to Omaha and Lincoln metro area businesses. Discover a better break room solution for your office at sales@hostcoffee.net.
So, how are the kids?
Well, Emily made the honor roll.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah, we're really proud of her. Tyler, on the other hand, though.
What's going on?
He's been moody lately, just feeling down and not like himself.
Oh, we've been there. Nick was struggling last spring. He was so anxious and stressed.
Really? What helped?
Well, he joined the soccer team. And ever since, he's been a lot happier. He has more energy, he's less stressed, and he's definitely in a better mood at home. It's made a huge difference.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad he's getting out of the house, he's getting some exercise, and he's off his phone for once. It's been good for his mental health.
Sounds like it's been good for your mental health, too.
Participating in Nebraska high school sports improves students' physical and mental health.
Encourage your son or daughter to get involved. This message presented by the NSAA and the Nebraska State Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Shop Woodhouse Place Hyundai and Nissan, 144th and Giles. KOZN, Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs.
Did you get a call or message that mentioned Social Security that made you feel threatened or scared? That is not the Social Security Administration. Social Security will not threaten you, press you for personal information, or demand instant payment. Social Security does not accept payments by gift card, prepaid debit card, internet currency, or by mailing cash. Criminals use these forms of payment because they are hard to trace. Don't fall for it. Hang up, ignore them. Report this criminal activity to oig.ssa.gov.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Sharp and Benning in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app. Here are Gary Sharp and Damon Benning.
Halftime brought to you by Harsh Cigars, Pipes, and Lounge. Great place to enjoy a nice cigar, a pipe. Maybe you just want to have a cocktail. Just take have a woosah moment. Fantastic environment. Great location off the North 48th Street exit, located right next to Cubby's.
All right, we welcome in our favorite foodie on this Thursday, Sarah Baker Hansen. See, it would be great if you were getting ready, you and Matthew were getting ready to go to Ireland. You could share all of your experiences, your food and drink.
I wish I were on my way to Ireland.
Sarah, do you and I know you'll try anything once, but
it's true.
Do you think you would have the palate for what you think you would be dining in with the cuisine in Ireland, in Dublin?
Oh, for sure.
Are you are you a bangers and mash kind of person?
I love bangers and mash. I think it would be really fun. I mean, there's not a place I could travel to where I think I would be not excited about the food. I mean, that's kind of like the whole reason for travel in some way for me is to try the food. So yeah, I mean, I would try everything.
Do you make your own Irish stew?
You know, my mom's birthday was on St. Patrick's Day. So we always would have a big corned beef and cabbage dinner. And my grandma used to make it. And then it was a tradition that I took over. So I've actually corned my own beef several times.
Oh, bless your heart. That's my favorite. That's my favorite. It's probably my favorite go-to luncheon meat.
Pretty good. Pretty great. And I mean, honestly, like, it's not very hard to do. It takes time, but it's mostly hands-off time. And then, make some roasted potatoes and carrots and boil some cabbage and make some Irish soda bread. And, I have no complaints. I think that's a great meal. I look forward to it every spring.
I thought Dublin was they just drank in Dublin. I didn't realize they had
I mean,
food.
they do that too.
Yeah.
They definitely do that too.
So you were over in Des Moines. You went to a really, really good place on Ingersoll.
Yeah, I'm actually in Des Moines as we speak.
That's Sharpie's. That's Sharpie's stomping ground.
You I know you asked for recommendations. I'm glad that
I
no one
did.
said, "Hey, go to Jethro's."
I might have said that.
Or go, "Hey, why don't you get yourself a loose meat sandwich?" But you ended up over on Ingersoll at a Harbinger.
Something a little more, fine dining, I would say.
Yeah, that's a really, really good spot. A little Asian inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really great. We had some bao buns. It was a restaurant called Harbinger here in Des Moines, kind of like a veggie focused small plates. So yeah, really, really good. I mean, everything was super fresh. They had, all the seasonal, we had two things with sweet corn in it, which seems right. We're in Iowa, it's August. But they were both Asian inspired, really nice. And then we went down the street to a little kind of cocktail bar called Bartender's Handshake and had a drink there. And today we're on
I
Chicago
know
for
right
the
where
weekend.
you are.
Yeah.
See, that's I joke, Sarah, that's kind of my home away from home because the kids play. It's much basketball in Des Moines, and then we'll go right down the road to Ankeny at Kingdom Soups. That we have, like, I've been to Fong's. I know right where you're at. Where the location.
Yeah, so we decided we're going to Chicago this weekend to, Cubs 120 baseball tomorrow afternoon. So we decided we would come a day early and just hang out in Des Moines for an evening. So that's what we did. It was really fun.
Now, you know what would be even better is you're in Des Moines right now. If you would just go on a foodie tour through the Iowa State Fair, which is going on right now.
I've never done the Iowa State Fair, but that would be super fun. Unfortunately, we have a baseball-related deadline, and I'm married to a man who is very into the Chicago Cubs, so that will not be happening.
The best part of
we
when
won
you guys
4 straight series, so
the best part of when you guys go is you'll inevitably you'll show us a picture of you having some cocktail, and I think it's hilarious.
You know what I'm going to have? Rosé at Wrigley. Hashtag Rosé at Wrigley.
Yeah,
I have to keep the tradition alive.
Yeah, I just don't get selling wine at a ballpark, but unless you're in the bougie seats. But you know what? I mean, that's just.
I'm not in the bougie seats, but I am bougie. So
you definitely piqued my interest this week because I'm Team Kanara, but you're over here flirting now with your latest excursion. You got to talk to me about it.
Yeah. So my last review, Saffron Urban Indian Kitchen, which is over in Exarban Village. If you've ever been to the Kathmandu Momo station, which I know I've talked about on your show many times, which is in Blackstone and also in Exarban, the co-owner of Saffron also runs the Momo station. So, we've got a good start. Before I even started writing, I knew this was going to be good. And it's really interesting. It's sort of like an upscale, higher end Indian spot, and they've got craft cocktails. They've got a few kind of like trendier items on the list. They have a spinach artichoke naan, which I had never seen before. And I thought was very funny and fun. But they really are like when they really knock it out of the park, it's with the classics. Their tandoori chicken was some of the best I have had anywhere in Omaha. And one of my favorite dishes at any Indian place is Matar Paneer. And they make their own paneer in-house. Huge chunks of kind of an Indian cheese, super great vegetables in that dish, and just a wonderful, wonderful curry. It's really outstanding, and I think you should check it out. I know you love Kanara. I also really, really like Kanara.
Right.
But these are two totally different experiences.
Okay, so you have to talk to me about the tandoori chicken because I think that's the baseline, the benchmark, and maybe naan would be second in terms of how I'm going to gauge it. What pieces of the chicken do they use for the tandoori, and what's I'm assuming it was fairly juicy?
Yeah, well, it's a half chicken. So you kind of get, you get both white meat and dark meat.
Okay.
And the spices, I mean, it's bright red like it is usually. But it was so juicy. And I will say it just kind of came right off the bone. And I think white meat can be challenging in this case, but really even the white meat was juicy. And I will say one of the things that really stood out to me was that it had sort of like, if you look at the photo on my website, blackened kind of charred edges to it.
Those are the best.
Almost like a barbecue chicken, but just absolutely mouthwateringly good. And it comes with a side of the tikka korma sauce to dip, but I didn't even need it. I just ate it as it was because it was so great.
Sarah Baker Hansen joining us here on Sharp and Bang in the Morning. All right, I'm going to say this to you because we've talked about this a lot, but I just saw this come across on a national story this morning. Chicken wing prices have now dropped to below their pre-pandemic levels.
Yeah.
That is a great sign.
There's kind of there was a supply chain issue. I remember it was like around the Super Bowl last year.
Oh yeah.
With chicken wings. And now we've seen chicken wings take a nosedive. So, they were pretty expensive. I remember there were even some local stories about how, people were going to see at restaurants like chicken wing prices going up. And I think we've seen a lot of prices go up in restaurants, but it sounds like chicken wings are going to come back down. So, I think people are going to be happy. They love chicken wings, especially in Omaha.
not to bring it back to Indian, but I did notice the shrimp dish, and shrimp is also one of those things that I think is becoming more reasonable. I just was
Yeah.
at a grocer the other day that had good sized fresh white shrimp, all down to $6 a pound, which I've seen it as low as $4.99 pre-pandemic, but I've seen it as high as $11 or $12 post. So it
Yeah.
seems like, how are we picking and choosing which of those kind of proteins do you think are becoming more affordable?
You know, it is really interesting. It does seem to be, there does not seem to be a lot of rhyme or reason to it, as far as I can tell. I know some of it has to do with labor issues. I know that was one of the reasons of the chicken wings. I know that the chicken wings are more expensive. I know it also has to do with fuel prices. And
things are more
that kind of
interesting,
ends up on the consumer end of prices of food. So, you know, I think as we see gas prices go down and supply issues start to resolve themselves, some of the prices of food that we see in the grocery store will probably stabilize and go down a little bit.
How long you want to estimate a guess? Because this is, I mean, there are people that are now talking about it's almost cheaper to eat out than to go grocery shopping and eat in. You have any sense of the people that you talk to of when we might turn the corner?
You know, I saw that same story like on the Today Show, like people eating out to save money because grocery store prices have jumped like 13%. Restaurant prices have only jumped around 7%. So people are seeing, you know, the value in restaurants. And I think it, you know, of course, restaurants depends on where you're eating. You know, you aren't always going to get a quote unquote value if you go to a really high end place. But I think, you know, there's kind of an interesting trend there. People dining out more. And I do think that, you know, especially if we're going to put it in an Omaha context, people are dining out a lot. I mean, I'm reviewing restaurants again. People are going out. They're trying these restaurants. Every restaurant I go to is packed these days. So I do think that there could be some, you know, some of that truth in Omaha that people are choosing right now to dine out versus eat at home. But I do wonder, you know, with the holidays around the corner, I think people will probably start eating at home again.
I did a great sit down with Dave and Utterback and Michael at Kochi last Friday. I literally just walked across the street from and ate well, but then went back the next day to actually eat. And listen, I'm kind of a child sometimes, but my palate is maturing a little bit. I had, because you mentioned bao earlier, the buns where you were eating. That is it Ranza? It's a Ranza. It's with an A, Ranza, where he does the cheese, the ground beef, and the cabbage, and a bao bun.
Yeah.
Sarah, it's not my jam, and I don't even like cabbage. That may have been one of. I kept blaming it on the cheese. I said, "Oh, the cheese is so good. It's the cheese." It may have been one of the best things I've eaten. I'm dead serious. In the last 5-6 years,
you.
it
And
was
honestly,
unbelievable.
Damon, I try to order it every time I'm there, and every time I'm there, it's sold out. So I haven't yet.
Good sign. Good
I
sign.
am trying to eat it. I would eat it. I want to eat it so bad. I
It
wanna
is
try it so bad because I love
unreal.
Renzas.
It
is really
but
good.
yeah,
I
the
watched
Ranza.
I watched him like do the cheese in like a skillet, and
Yeah.
then the
Oh,
ground
yeah.
beef
I
with the
mean,
saute, and then put it in the bun. The buns,
did you take a picture of it?
I don't know. Michael may have, and I certainly did it on Friday when I ate it because it didn't last. I even got what like fell out of it with the chopsticks, you know, like I like swooped it up. So it like wasn't a pretty picture, but it was so good.
Yeah. Koji was the first review I wrote when I started again. And believe it or not, my 6th review is coming out today.
Look at
But
you.
I'm excited about this one. But I think Koji has been such a, you know, everyone's talking about it. Like when I see people out, you know, they ask me about Koji. They ask me, you know, if they haven't been there, they ask me questions about it. And if they have, they are just simply absolutely raving about how great it is. And I would recommend anyone try it. I think, you know, it can be intimidating a little bit. Koji, you know, yakitori people are less familiar with it, and sushi also, you know, can kind of be some people are familiar with it, some people aren't, but I feel like everyone should try it because it's just, and things like the Ranza are so fun to eat. I mean, it's so playful, and so, you don't have to always be serious about food, and I like that.
I like that. That should be on a bumper sticker or a T-shirt.
It was. I'm telling you, Sharpie.
I've had it.
It
was
like,
fantastic.
Wowzer.
Hey, enjoy Des Moines. If you want to drive around Urbandale, Maryland Drive is where I grew up. If you want to look at that neighborhood.
Okay, all right. I'll be tweeting from Chicago this weekend, so look for my signature tweet. I know you'll be happy to see it.
I appreciate it, Sarah.
SPH, thank you.
All right, talk to you soon. Bye.
That's Sarah Baker Hansen.
She is hilarious.
Did you say you've been to Fong's?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well, it was a team thing.
Okay, because I don't think
I'm not picking that place.
Yeah. Okay.
I was roped in. I can't believe you kind of low key just sideswipe spanked Jethro's. The one closer to Altoona.
Okay, so they're not all created the same.
Yeah, the one closer to Altoona is the best that I had been to. Their smoked prime rib, or their smoked ribeye, was unbelievable.
So the OG right on the campus at Drake. I like going there.
Yeah, that's where I tried the Emmenecker.
But if you go like to the one like in Ankeny, it's in other places because they've expanded in West Des Moines.
And there were some kind of spinoffs, like
some
are like
bacon.
the bacon.
Yeah.
I remember I was so excited and I got half the team to go to one and it wasn't the right one. And Milliken and those guys are looking at me like, this is what you were clamoring about? And I was like, it's not like the other one.
So
even the menus are slightly different.
So you got one place is jambalaya now.
Yeah.
Another one is bacon. One is a pork chop grill, which isn't bad. He's got, and the one in Ankeny that was just referenced is out on the lake. And then he's got one that kind of just is about steaks.
Mm.
But I don't know, the OG on the Drake campus on Forest is like the best, but they're not all created the same, which is.
And I'm not usually one of those chain isn't the right word, but kind of those franchise deals, and maybe you want to say chain, but when we were in Dallas, John, my buddy and I, we went to Papados. And on that
you
corner,
cannot miss with Papados.
They had Papados, Papa Bros, Papacitas, and Papa BBQ. I just was like, so they just own that corner right there in Dallas. But man, if you haven't, I mean, this isn't DB here for Coachy, but that place
that is really good.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Speaking of like franchises, Omaha is getting an On the Border Mexican Grill and Cantina.
Yeah, I went to Pollo Loco in Dallas too, just
like
because I
it?
wanted a quick lunch. It was amazing.
Yeah, that's a good place
for what it is.
Mhm.
I mean, it only took him like 6 minutes to get my food. I felt like it was a real deal. The funny thing that Dave was telling the story, he's talking about telling stories with food out of back. He said with shareables, why they're popular now, those little bite-sized deals. He said because science says that it takes your brain about 15 minutes to recognize when you're full. So part of the gamesmanship in shareables is that when you're taking a
Gotcha.
longer time to eat,
That makes sense.
It gives you the illusion that you're full. It's.
But he's also unique. I mean, he see that to stand out nowadays, no matter what, whether it's us, a restaurant, you got to be unique. You got to be ahead of the curve. Think differently, and you definitely when you go there, you're going to see food presented differently than you would at a similar place.
Yeah, and I can stay right there on that corner, right? If I
and drink, you can eat, you can have dessert.
Oh, I can go to Timber. I could like that little corner right there in Countryside Village. That's
now maybe we'll hear what's going to open on the corner where Starbucks was.
Isn't that's a good location for something?
Yeah, it's got a lot of parking there on the corner.
And you high school kiddos, don't ruin it.
Ooh.
Where did I just see a sign yesterday? Was it yesterday, the day before? It said
Dunkin' at 90th and Center.
Said no more than 2 students at a time.
90th and Center, the Dunkin' Donuts right there, where a lot of kids from the middle school will come down the street.
Seems far to walk. By the way, the pickup there
that was a nightmare.
Absolute nightmare.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, it is a gong
Yeah, they did
show.
not design for that many cars.
I have to
scaut
scout that better to have the meeting point. I need a walkie-talkie.
822. Stephen M. Sipple is going to join us here momentarily. This might be the last time we talk to Sip before he goes to Ireland. There is availability today. This is offensive day. Will we hear from Donovan Raiola today?
I'm
supposed to hear from Mickey.
I'm going to go ahead and doubt it.
Maybe Applewhite. Whipple.
I'm gonna doubt the Don. If he does, man, good on him.
Well, this would be like, okay, let's ask the questions about who's in the lead for the guards, what Turner Corcoran, what role he's going to play. Those are like really the only lingering questions. And then maybe number 3 wide receiver. Now, defensive guys, you're fine. Your depth chart is set. You're going to add a couple of guys along the way, but your depth chart is set. Offense, we still got a couple of questions. So offensive guys speak after practice today. And then they have a regular game week media get together on Sunday. You can pick me up anytime.
Gotcha.
To go to that. And then they're off to Ireland on Monday, where they will be greeted by the happy people that are reading the Irish Times today to learn more about Nebraska. We've gotten a couple of things we got earlier. People were wondering why Dave in his article did not include Salah's Dead, Go Big Red, or Johnny Rogers' troubles. People are also wondering how come he has not mentioned Clarence Thomas, Supreme Court Justice, because he is a supporter of Nebraska and just killed
Nebraska
abortion.
fans getting loose when they've been, purposely disrespected there's nothing like it.
So if you're just joining us,
especially when we can go on the offense.
This started our show today. There was a article written by Dave Hannigan. He doesn't live in Ireland, lives in New York, but he writes for the Irish Times. And this is the headline. We're not going to parse through all the flowery words again. But Cornhuskers bring plenty of baggage to Dublin along with the razzmatazz. Nebraska's ruthless college football institution have a reputation in the U.S. for often doing the wrong thing when it matters most. There have been some great responses on Twitter, like some level-headed responses to Dave's article.
Level-headed?
Yeah, I would say level-headed. Let me just read this real quick from Jason. Jason from Huskerland at Huskerland blog.
What's up, Jason?
So he goes through the whole thing. Does Nebraska have some mistakes in the past? Absolutely. What university doesn't? Is this obvious hit piece that intentionally spins the truth and omits other bits of truth? Absolutely. He also criticizes Frost directly for making $4 million while his players only make a fraction of that through NIL. I hope I don't have to explain how brain dead that is. There's also a lot of omission of truth and spin. He mentions Frost violated NCAA rules last year, but doesn't mention which ones because it was such a minuscule violation. The lie is Washington was always suspended for just a half. His suspension wasn't suddenly lifted because Nebraska was struggling. That's the lie.
Yeah, it was disingenuous at best. Like I said, a piece here, a piece here. Let's mash it up together and paint this image. That was sad.
Well, where's his hit piece on Trinity College in Dublin? They were founded in the year 1592.
What'd they do, Chance?
That's hundreds of years. There's probably
some dirt.
There's probably skeletons stacked to the ceiling in the closet.
See, then we got people that are going after Ireland for their alcoholism and domestic violence. Wow. What a great last 2 days of the show it's been. We need football in the worst way, if you didn't already know.
Are the fans going to do a pub crawl after the game?
Oh, there's we have mutual friends that are going. There are a lot of pubs around the stadium or near the stadium in the most populous area of Dublin that are catering to Nebraska fans. That they ordered like back in the spring, Nebraska flags, a lot of Nebraska memorabilia to put outside of their pubs. You'll see if you're going over there, pubs will be hanging Nebraska flags outside of their establishments just to tell you that that's a place that you can come in and they'll welcome you. Oh, I know of one place where they ordered Nebraska gear for their entire staff. Those people have no idea what Nebraska football is, but they're going to be decked out in Nebraska gear. It's a pub that's not very far from the stadium. All right, 8:27. Also coming up at 9, Chris Crutchfield, Omaha men's basketball coach. We've got Ask Us Anything at 9:30, an hour away. Chance to win an Oscar's Pizza and Grill gift card. Ask us anything. What our favorite word out of Dave's story is. Send them to coliver@nrgmedia.com. And then Brian Edwards stops by. Seattle, 3.5-point favorite tonight.
Stop.
No Drew Lock. Locke's got COVID, so Geno Smith may play a little bit more.
What I tell you about
COVID?
Playing preseason.
Maybe if you're like just hanging around a book and you want to dabble, you want to practice.
Stop it.
You sure?
Michael Jordan-esque. Cut it out.
Sharp betting in the morning.
Stop.
It's 1620 The Zone.
Previously on Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
So it is just like Severe says. It's just a walking move.
They SEAL Team 6 into
meander.
Mount
I mean,
Doom.
what kind of an action-adventure story is this? You don't meander into the breach. You attack the breach. You
Watch
charge
the Battle
into the
of
breach.
Hell's
What a dumb
Dude,
story
it's
this
Frodo.
is.
Okay, it's Frodo. Imagine Nick trying to go into like a really protected area.
Again,
Nick
Unsportsmanlike Conduct with John Bishop and Josh Peterson. Weekdays 2 to 6 on 1620 The Zone.
Hey, the kiddos, the friends, the fam, they are heading back to school. Everybody's kind of busy again, but listen, it doesn't have to signify the end of ice cream. We're just closer to the end of summer, and that's okay. You can squeeze every last little bit of summer with a spoonful of creamy and delicious Ted and Wally's Ultra Premium ice cream. If you're in Benson, you can stop in, grab a pint, a quart, a half gallon of Ted and Wally's to take home. You can eat it right there on the spot too if you want, or if you're in the old market, maybe you just finished up your senior photos and you're like, you know what, a little snack would be nice. I'm not going to be in the photog now. I can eat a little ice cream. No problem. Plenty of summer left for you to have some fun. Enjoy it. Over 3,000 rich and creamy flavors. It is ultra premium ice cream at its best. And again, they give you 2 locations to get it right. One in Benson, one in the old market, or you can even visit tedandwallys.com.
Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Partly sunny and warm Thursday. Southwest wind between 5 and 15 miles per hour. Dry through the afternoon. Then a chance for a few isolated showers and storms closer to sunset. Highs in the mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV News Watch 7.
1620 The Zone. Traffic.
From the Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and More Time-Saving Traffic Center. We have no accidents to report at this time, but you can expect some major slowdowns from 149th to 144th along Industrial Road. And then on Dodge, be prepared for some major delays from 108th all the way to 87th. And then on L, you can also expect some major delays from 102nd all the way to 83rd. As always, remember to stay safe and wear your seatbelts. I'm Chris Scott. This time-saving traffic is brought to you by Lanahaw Nurseries.
Summer is here, and so is the heat. Our greenhouse and nursery sales area are always open and stocked all season long. You can relax knowing when you want it, we've got it. So visit us today. Lanahaw Nurseries, 192nd and Center.
Hello, I'm Doug Nodgaard with Equitable Bank. If you've been dissatisfied with your current banking situation, maybe it's time to move to a bank that works to deserve your business. We have an engaged staff that offers exceptional personalized service. We also have a great digital banking platform. We have 2 locations at 108th and Dodge or 202nd and Pacific. So if you're looking for a superior banking relationship, give us a call at 402-827-8100. We'll answer on the first ring. Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. Member FDIC.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Brookside Medical Clinic. Is erectile dysfunction damaging your relationship? Are you sick of the pill and all the side effects? Well, welcome to the future. We have a major medical breakthrough. Brookside Medical Clinic uses the most advanced form of wave therapy. Backed by 60 clinical studies, our technology uses pressure waves to repair and open up blood vessels. We've helped countless men get rid of their ED. But what is the true end result? Their relationship, even their lives, improve drastically. If you're ready to regain your love life, call us right now, and not only will the assessment and ultrasound be free, we'll also give you a gift that produces immediate results in the bedroom. It almost never fails. This is worth $550, and it's free to callers right now. 402-671-7777. That's 402-671-7777. Put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and experience what I call the happiness ripple effect. Call Brookside Medical Clinic now, 402-671-7777.
Life is all about choices. Veggies or meat, sleep in or hit the gym. Luckily, choosing Cox Internet over the competition is easy. With Cox, you get the same fast gig speeds everywhere. With the competition, you don't. That's easier than deciding to pack a swimsuit for the water park. Get Cox today, the no-brainer choice for fast and reliable internet. Download speed up to 1 gigabit per second requires DOCSIS 3.1 modem with 2.5 gigabits per second Ethernet port. Not available in all areas. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed.
Businesses all across eastern Nebraska and western Iowa have trusted Host Coffee for their coffee, water, and vending needs. Give your business the whole host of options. Host Coffee, serving you since 72.
Make the right call, fans. The Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard.
Rooferees. Sharp and Benning in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app.
All right, the Big Ten media deal is out. BTN will continue to do what BTN does. CBS initial season 23 will include 7 football games, both regular season and postseason men's basketball. Big Ten women's basketball tournament final will appear on CBS. Big Ten men's basketball tournament semifinals and final will continue on CBS, where they've been for 25 years. Every CBS Big Ten football and basketball broadcast will also be streamed on Paramount Plus. Starting in 2024, CBS will televise up to 15 regular season football games, including an annual Black Friday game in the afternoon.
Let's go.
Fox has renewed their agreement. They get the number 1 game. NBC will produce 14 to 16 games on broadcast television each season as it introduces college football fans to the Big Ten Saturday night. Each Big Ten game broadcast on NBC will also be streamed on Peacock. Peacock is the direct-to-consumer streaming service. It will deliver exclusive Big Ten football and basketball games each season. 8 regular football games will appear on the platform, with as many as 47 regular season men's basketball games. CBS, Fox, and NBC will combine efforts to televise the 7 Big Ten football championship games during the term. So they're going to share the Big Ten football championship game. CBS gets it in 24-28, Fox 23, 25, 27, 29, NBC gets it in 26. So there you go. No word in the release from the Big Ten if the Big Ten keeps CBS's college football music.
I like CBS's college football music.
That we need to keep that.
Oh.
So the
Is that part of the rights deal?
23, as it is right now, 23, CBS is going to have SEC and Big Ten.
Go CBS.
Unless SEC gets out and everything is on ESPN, but CBS next year is going to get the best of both worlds. All right. So that's the deal. The Big Ten will have 3 windows. They will start you at 11. They will get you midday at 2:30, an exclusive CBS game, and then it'll get you at night with Big Ten NBC Saturday Night Football.
Ooh, shucky ducky, quack quack.
Sip, sip, sip. It's coming next.
You could win $5,000 to have the ultimate tailgate party on 1620 The Zone. Enter now at 1620thezone.com.
Your neighborhood is more than blocks of buildings. It's the people who live there that make it special. At Union Bank and Trust, we're not just creating home loans, we're making neighbors. We're not just small business lenders, we're small business shoppers. We don't just live in your community, we help you build it. Because our people are your people. Visit ubt.com/neighbor to learn more. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
It's time to find a career that's right for you. Metropolitan Community College can help you find a new path forward on your time. Whether you need a degree that puts you on a path to a new career or need to finish a degree you've already started, MCC makes it affordable and convenient with a flexible class schedule, online or on campus. It's your time to path forward. Let MCC show you the way. Register today. Classes start September 6th. Apply today at mccneb.edu/adults.
After 24 years, Horseman's Park will close for major renovations on Sunday, September 18th. The original simulcast facility will be changed forever, so don't miss this final opportunity to watch and wager on over 700 TVs with weekly food and drink specials, door prizes, and so much more. Time is running out to be a part of Nebraska's horse racing history. Now through September 18th, open 7 days a week. Horseman's Park, Omaha's best bet.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Summer is here, and if you have a gotta get it done this year project, trust the official exterior experts of the Huskers, J-Tech Construction. Call them for a free estimate on roofing, siding, windows, or even solar. They're close by with 3 locations in Nebraska, including Lincoln, Grand Island, and Omaha. Need financing? J-Tech offers 0% interest for 60 months. Call 402-261-3682 or go online to yourexteriorexperts.com. J-Tech Construction, Nebraska's exterior expert.
Rock and country music's hardest hitters join forces. Five Finger Death Punch. Brantley Gilbert. With special guest Corey Marks. November 30th, CHI Health Center, Omaha. On sale Friday, 10 a.m. at LiveNation.com. Five Finger Death Punch's new album, Afterlife, out Friday. Five Finger Death Punch and Brantley Gilbert, live.
Your exclusive home for Royals baseball in Omaha.
Line up the middle base hit, and the Royals are a winner.
1620 The Zone.
Sharp and Benning in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app.
All right, just before we bring in Sip, to reiterate what just was announced by the Big Ten, their 7-year deal. Football Saturdays look like this on Fox at 11, CBS at 2:30. Yes, CBS is keeping the music. CBS just made an announcement celebrating the Big Ten joining CBS, and it's got the CBS college football music. 23 will be a split year. CBS will have SEC and Big Ten, and then fully Big Ten in 24. NBC will be in primetime. NBC Peacock, 8 regular season football games will appear exclusively. So you have time to get your streaming game right. And all of this over-the-air TV, a huge win for the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Huge win.
That's a lot of money.
Did
Did you say windfall?
Yeah, they have not announced the money. Not announced the money.
I thought you said windfall.
It's going to be a windfall. Yes, it will be. Cha-ching. You will be able to print. You'll be able to. You have
as much money as our next guest.
Yeah. Sip. The Big Ten just made it rain for their 16 schools.
Yeah, I was listening to you. This is about what we expected, right?
Yep. We just don't know the number yet of the entire package, but it's a huge win for the Big Ten commanding Saturdays in the fall.
Yeah, I think that's important. I don't know what else I can add. It's as long as you can find them on Saturdays, that's what it means to me. You will be, so.
All right. 9 days out. Okay. I know you're packed for Ireland. You're all ready to go. You said your goodbyes.
Mm-hmm.
You've already made your plans. 9 days out with a, availability today. So we're going to probably get some content. Then on Sunday, we get to talk to a lot more. The head coach speaks on the radio tonight. What part of camp and going into the season are you the most confident in? And what part is your biggest concern?
Oh, what am I most confident? I'd say defense. And if you really want to be specific, those edge guys, pass rush. I'm very confident in, Garrett Nelson and O'Shawn Mathis and Caleb Tanner and Jamari Butler and Blaze Gunnerson. That group of guys, that's where, if you're talking about player personnel, that's what I'd say. Biggest concern is what virtually anybody would say is the offensive line. And, for obvious reasons. And, specifically the pass blocking element of that. So what's that all going to look like? I don't know. I think they're ready for the possibility of, the pass block not being perfect. They'll be they can get the ball out quick. I think they've worked a lot on that. So we'll see what it all looks like. But those are the two things.
Hey, so Sip, let me ask you, for Nebraska to do well, what we want them to do well on the field, what do you think the continuity on game day between, or the cohesiveness amongst the staff is going to look like, right? Like, what's kind of the picture in your head? Is it a couple of guys chatting? Is it a couple of ideas and then a play being called in? Like, what do you envision continuity behind the scenes to see good play on the field looking like?
Well, this has to be a offensive discussion, right? Defensive discussion it's not really one that
correct.
Staff has a lot of continuity, and that's not even a question on that side of the ball. It's offense. It's mainly a Frost and Whipple discussion, and what goes on in those headsets. That would be one. I mean, it would be not just Nebraska, anywhere. It'd be fascinating to hear what goes on headsets during ball games. I wish I could hear it. I'd love to hear that. And mainly we're talking, I think, a Whipple Frost dynamic, and what's that going to be like?
Yeah.
What's it going to be? And mainly, what's it going to be like if it gets tense? If this game is close.
Oh yeah.
And particularly in the fourth quarter, when we're all going to be watching play calls, right? And then who's swinging the hammer? Who's swinging the final hammer is what you always wonder, right? On a certain play call. And you usually after the game don't even get that answer. But that's what I'd be wondering.
How long is the runway for Casey Thompson? Like, does he?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, that's a great question. How long is the leash? I wonder. You can't see. I like the question. I've pondered that in the last 48 hours, and the conclusion you come to is you can't answer it without knowing what Chubba Purdy's look like in camp, because that dictates. That's largely what dictates how long the leash is. I've heard mixed. I've heard from people in the program that said Chubba made a big run, but I've also heard that, come on, I don't think it was ever really in doubt that Casey's the quarterback. So I don't know. I don't know how long that leash will be. It's an interesting question, but there's a lot of variables in it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how poorly is he playing? and I'm not suggesting it's going to be poor play, but how far would they let him go in a struggle before they make a move? I don't know. It's hard to answer that, but you got to have there's one thing I know. You have to know how Chubba looked this month.
Yep.
Hey, Sip, more confidence in Hull and Porter relative to what they do, or some sort of combination of Irvin, Ramir, and Grant?
Anthony Grant, yeah. I think Nebraska's got better running backs. I do. I think those guys at Northwestern are really good, though. But if you committed to running Anthony Grant and Jaquez Yant a lot, I think you get a lot from them. We'll see what that commitment's like. Different offenses. All I'm saying is they're different offenses. So I, for sure, equally confident in Nebraska's group. Nebraska's group is deeper, I think, than Northwestern. Those guys at the top of Northwestern depth chart are good college backs, though. Evan Hall and Cam Porter. And I'd say Nebraska's got a good group of five or six college backs, good college backs. So I'd give the edge to Nebraska.
Hey, we've, in this whole lead up to kickoff, which is still 9 days away, we've gotten to hear from Bill Busch a couple of times. I thought it was fascinating. And you had Eric Chinander going at the same time as Bill Busch the other day. And anytime both of those guys talk, I mean, you lean in to hear what they're saying because they don't waste a lot of their words. Bill Busch has got so much energy. You've been around him a long time, Sip. Why do you think? And he's not just a special teams guy. He's coached defensive backs, and he's coached elsewhere. Why do you think special teams means so much to Bill Busch?
Well, I think the easy answer is Oh, there's a lot that goes into that. I have talked to him a lot over the years. First of all, right now, it's important. Special teams is important to him because this program is so important to him. You know, everybody knows, well, a lot of people know around here he's from Pender. You know, his parents are big fans. His father-in-law is a huge fan. Even Bill's a huge fan. I mean, he loves. This is his third go-around at Nebraska. This means a lot to him. Of course, it means that people are going to say, well, we get better. Well, listen, like anything in life, it's a matter of degrees. And his level of want to is at a very, very high degree because of his background, because of his roots in the state, because of what this program has meant to him. So when I tell people he's putting his life into this, he is. I mean, and he really is. Now, he's got a family, obviously puts his life into that. But so a lot of it comes down to that. Like the one thing I know about special teams is if it does struggle once again, it won't be for lack of want to or lack of effort put. It won't be for lack of effort. I'll tell you that. And so a lot of it's that, but also he does just love just everything about not everything about special teams, but really the way I always look at those guys like Bill is he runs a part of the team, and there's a lot that goes into that. There's a lot of responsibility, and I think he really embraces that. You know what he loves? I'll tell you what he loves. He loves having the team, you know, together for the first time every day. You know, they start the day. I'll tell you something. It's interesting to me. They start the day with a special teams meeting, and he feels that it's very important that he's very prepared for that because he recognizes the magnitude of having a team together in that room. You're getting the first crack at him from a motivational standpoint. You're setting the tone for the day. He doesn't wing it. I mean, I'll tell you something. He does not wing that. He prepares during the day. He has stuff ready for those kids. So it's really interesting.
You know what's interesting? Because I know, you know, obviously we both know him super well, and Sharp just was alluding to that. You know, we talk a lot about Frost and him giving up control and taking a step back and managing his role. As I'm listening to you walk me through kind of how he likes the day and whatnot, the game day situation for Bill Busch to be able to not have some sort of hand in control of like game day operations will be fascinating because he's really good at that. I wonder how they'll divvy up that role of kind of breaking out the game day ops in terms of responsibilities.
Well, I would think, I would hope that Bill would have a heavy hand in that.
You'd think, but you know, as a staff though, like we go through that, we practice it. You have mock, you know, kind of situations. Like I would love to be a fly on the wall because I think that's something, his attention to detail, I think would really, really be well served.
Yeah, I do too. That's why I think it would make a lot of sense. And I don't know how I don't know how Scott will approach that.
I mean, that's the dynamic. 9 days from now, we don't know how all of this is going to mesh together when the game starts. Right. Not the players, but how are the coaches and all their communication that goes into that. All right, as we wind down this camp, what's your gut say about this season? Like your honest gut, how this season's going to play out.
Yeah, my honest gut. It's really interesting to me. My gut is, I have a good feeling in my gut, but you know, but my brain, you know, there's still a hesitancy because of what's happened in recent years to go all in. And you know what? Come on, didn't I just say what about everybody's feeling? I mean, not everybody, but a large share of Nebraska's fans. This has been a smooth camp. The additions appear to be working out well. The critical additions, you know, the O'Shawn Mathis, the Tommy Hills, the Anthony Grant, the Stephon Wins, those type guys. It looks like that's Casey, obviously. So I mean, I have I'm very tempted to spin out of control in a positive way, like I always do, but I'm not. I'm just not. I've been burned. I mean, I was telling groups last year that I think they'll win 8 or 9 for sure last year. So I'm not doing this again. I'll just take out the 5-iron, hit it down the fairway. I'm not going to take out the driver and try to drive it over the trees. I think they'll win 7, and I think they're capable of much more, but I'm sticking at 7.
Hey, Sip, aren't you the guy, because you're all in on the black shirt talk, and when they're handing them out, your Kool-Aid glass is full because you know that Nelson and Tanner and Mathis and those outside edge guys, man, they all got to have black shirts, don't they? Share and share alike.
Well, I don't know what you do there now that you've been here, but I think those 3, yeah, those 3, I think those 3 have to have them. I don't think anybody else does, though, at the edge. I think those 3. I think you have to give one. Come on. Garrett's no-brainer. O'Shawn, starter, no-brainer. Caleb's had one. He's critical in this discussion. He should have one, too. As long as he had the sort of camp that I think he did.
What do you think about, okay, let's go to interior defensive linemen. How many black shirts will be given out there if you were the guy handing them out from the equipment room?
Really hard to know, except I think Ty Robinson and Colton Spice are going to get them. Now, after that, I don't know where I'd go with that. I don't know if you could give one to Nash quite yet. Now, again, if he's tearing it up in camp and you consider him a starter, yeah, but I don't think, I'm not saying he's not tearing it up, but I don't even know if he's in a battle with Wynn. I know that conversation even gets a little complicated because they move between 3-4 and 4-3 and all that. I think the only ones that I'd say are for sure in that interior are Robinson and Colton. Feet.
Let me completely agree.
Do you?
Yeah. I think they're in trouble. I mean, to be honest, if you're just asking me, hey, how many guys do you think I'm comfortable watching play? I think it's 3.5, and I'm getting to a half by combining 2 fourths. Right? I'm not. Wynn's got a ways to go, in my opinion. I think. I'm cautiously optimistic about Drew. It scares me that Hutmacher has been there and he's not, Drew's gonna play. You know what I mean? All signs point to me scratching my head.
Yeah, they're a little light there, and I don't mean physically light. They are a little physically light too, but they're just down a guy. They need another guy.
Yep. Exactly.
So that's what
you got to be able to get to a good 4, and I don't see it just yet.
Right. So I get it. I get the hesitancy there for sure. That's the part of the defense. I would say that is the part of the defense where you have a concern and depth at inside linebacker.
Yes.
Those top 2 guys you don't worry about. Now they got to get better, but you don't worry about those guys. It's just the depth there that's a concern.
One final one from me. The first time we see Turner Corcoran 9 days from now, what position is he playing?
Left guard.
Starting left guard?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
No?
He was all right. He missed a little time during camp, but nothing like it was nothing like he's had in the past. As long as Benhart held up well at right tackle, which I think he did, that was big. We'll find out more today, I think, from Scott. But I think that the ideal line for them is Prohaska, left to right, Prohaska, Corcoran, Hickson, Bando probably,
and
then
then
Benhart.
Hey, Sip, you think we hear from Donnie today?
God, that's a good question.
Because we haven't.
Yes, I think I do think you will.
Okay.
I think you will. He's probably cooled off from that last or the last practice.
On that note, Sip, safe travels over to Ireland. Take a lot of pictures. Send us a lot of pictures. Get us a souvenir.
Really?
Yeah.
You want me to do that? You want me to take a lot of photos?
Yes. You're going to a place you'll probably never go to again.
Yeah, there's plenty of photos other than what I would offer up. But yeah, I can take a few photos.
All right. Bring us back a souvenir as well.
All right. I will.
All right.
Thank you for having me on the show.
We love you, Sip.
Thank you, Sip.
Yeah. Keep it moving. Yeah.
Not even sure why.
Sip went there. But that's a storyline of who's running the offensive line. Oh, it clearly is a storyline. Yeah, Sip's response to your question. A good question. Good question, Damon.
Thank you.
What a response. One final one before we take a break into the next hour. Chris Crutchfield, head basketball coach for the Omaha Men, will join us. Mark, about the new Big Ten deal that has been mentioned or has been announced, not mentioned. It's real. Not real crazy about CBS doing football. Finally got rid of that idiot, Ed Cunningham, on ABC a few years ago, and now we get the blowhard, Gary Danielson.
Wait, who said that?
This is Mark.
Oh.
It's the idiot, Ed Cunningham. Now we get the blowhard, Gary Danielson. With any luck, he'll hang him up once the SEC leaves the picture. That's what people are wondering, if Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson are going to make the transition. I will say one thing. NBC needs to find a really good crew for the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
We can't have Collinsworth's kid and Jason Garrett doing the Big Ten.
I can't believe you waited so long to goad me into talking about that. We let that sit for 3-4 days.
And now the Big Ten's on NBC, so we can talk about it.
Gosh.
Yeah, Notre Dame, keep those guys. They ain't Big Ten. You can't have those two guys doing Big nepotism.
Wow.
Sharp and Betting in the morning, 1620 The Zone.
1620 The Zone. Traffic.
From the Burden AC Heating, Plumbing, and More Time-Saving Traffic Center. We have no accidents to report at this time, but you can expect some major delays from 94th to 84th along Dodge. And then on L, be prepared for a little bit of slowdown from 108th all the way to 96th. And then along Industrial Road, be prepared for some major delays from 149th to 138th. As always, remember to stay safe and wear your seatbelts. I'm Chris Scott. This time-saving traffic is brought to you by Saul's Jewelry and Loan.
Hey everyone, it's John with Saul's. Great jewelry is always in fashion, and we have it all at Saul's. From diamond bracelets to rings to earrings and those one-of-a-kind gold pieces that you can't find anywhere else, and so much more. Smart shoppers start here at Saul's.
Email unsportsmanlike conduct on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox with whatever is on your mind, from your hot takes to what you think is one. The Zone inbox is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. We want to hear from you on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox.
The Ford truck lineup is purpose-built from the ground up, designed to be tough and productive. Crafted with high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy body and torture-tested high-strength steel frame with new tech to help you work smart and hard. The F-150, Ranger, and Maverick are built tough and ready to tackle whatever lies ahead. Hit the road in confidence and learn more about Ford trucks in-store or online anytime at WoodhouseFord.com, your trusted truck dealer since 1975. Woodhouse Ford.
Come here. I got a secret weapon that'll make your family happy. Real happy. It's my new caramel toffee cookie combo. My big chocolate chip cookie covered with caramel and toffee bits. Add any medium specialty pizza piled high with the best toppings and loads of mozzarella on top. Plus any medium one-topping pizza. Caramel toffee cookie combo. Order now. Godfather's Pizza. Do it.
Shop Woodhouse Place Hyundai and Nissan, 144th and Giles. KOZN, Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. Sharp and Betting in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app. Here are Gary Sharp and Damon Benning.
An 0-1 to Donaldson. Swung on, hit in the air to right. Toward the line. That ball is going to be gone. It's a grand slam, a walk-off grand slam to win the game. Josh Donaldson powered one down the right field line into the seats. It's a grand slam. That's Josh. My gosh. And doing it with panache.
John Sterling, I thought he'd be a little bit more excited. It's been a rough run for the Yankees. They got a walk-off grand slam last night. He was rather subdued. Weird night in baseball. In the minors, you had a ball that was hit so hard it got stuck in the wall, and then you got a ball that was hit and just died in front of the plate, like got stuck in the infield.
Yeah, that was making its rounds last night. That was one of the more unbelievable things. I kind of like the tweet said, I've never even seen that before.
Yeah, two things happened in minor league baseball last night. All right, we are trying to get hooked up here with Chris Crutchfield, head men's basketball coach at Omaha. We got to Ask Us Anything at the bottom of the hour. Your chance to win a gift card to Oscar's Pizza and Grill. Great place to go next Saturday to watch the Nebraska Northwestern game, which will kick off locally at 11:30. And then we have Brian Edwards. We do have now I almost want to be in Lincoln today after practice.
I'm surprised he said. I'm surprised he went there. Very surprised he went there. That's okay. I mean, not to makes for bad radio to have inside stuff. I mean, he obviously alluded to the fact that Donnie Raiola needed some time to cool down. I just think. Let's see. I think the ability, chain of command is really, really important, but you can't have it without trust. So my number one kind of thing that I would be looking at from a continuity standpoint is how well can those guys mesh and understand and embrace roles where it doesn't spill over into the productivity of what we see on Saturdays. I think that's absolutely critical. I've been talking about it from day one because I believe it to be a real thing. New roles, new people just coming into your house, new people that you don't really know. It's difficult. It is really difficult. And it takes a tremendous amount of maturity and trust to pull it off, especially under duress. This is a stressful time.
I was just going to say.
And folks are being stressed.
Yeah. The next 9 days, when you aren't in control of everything, I think are going to be the toughest part of fall camp.
Yeah,
because as you get closer to kickoff,
it's nut cutting time, right? You're here now.
Yeah, but it's as you get closer to camp. If you're the head coach, that's not entirely your game plan. That's not. You haven't put that in,
and you very well may want it to be your game plan.
And they're not talking about your game plan when you're out on the practice field going through.
Yeah, not this close to leaving.
Yeah, I mean, this has been installation week for Northwestern, not for the season, but for Northwestern, and that's not yours that you have a hand in or you observe from afar. Yeah, I think the next 9 days, the lead up to kickoff, will be a stressful time for Frost.
You gotta lean on the veterans, man.
Well, okay, so offensive line, clearly there's some people that have different ideas right now. The guy that has been hired to run the offensive line, that's what he's doing.
How often do you hear a GA lauded and a presser?
You don't. Or you hear the head coach say, "Yeah, I'm down there helping." You know, the last time we heard him say that was after the Michigan State game when he went over and he worked the entire week with the offensive line. What happened? There were changes, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only two times. And that's okay. So you have that on the side. Is the offensive line room mature enough to just do their job?
Truthfully, right? Did you just inject me with serum? I can't answer that question today.
And that's not, and there was an open-ended question.
You know what I mean? I don't
until the bullets start flying. Yeah. They keep scoring the scoreboard.
It just doesn't. I don't know. It appears a little disjointed.
And that I would like to hear, because we haven't heard from him, and he's got some clarification on guys that are going to be playing where. I'd love to hear Donovan Raiola talk after practice today, but he may not, and that would mean that we will not hear from him since spring because he won't be talking during the regular season.
Yeah, which he's completely fine with.
Oh yeah, and I know there's not a. I mean, the great offensive line coaches, Milt Tenopir didn't like to talk.
Yeah,
you know who in that role, Barney Cotton actually became a lot more comfortable talking, and it was, he was one of those guys you leaned in on to listen. So that's a storyline that is still out there 9 days from now that we don't know much about.
Hey, Sip. Well, I think we'll hear from Coach Raiola. Yeah, well, that's a great question. Yeah. Actually, I think we will. I think he's cooled down since practice the other day. Wow.
Yeah, I did not expect that.
Me neither.
The big news of the morning.
Steve On.
Kevin,
where's his war wound like a crown?
I appreciate the honesty.
Child calls a child.
I mean,
Steve On.
I appreciate the honesty. I mean, but now that's a question that has to be asked.
Yeah, and everybody usually always gets mad at him because he kind of circles the drain.
Well, no, now it's a question that has to be asked. Because Scott, you've been observed. We know
you're
working
empowered
more with the
now that
offensive
he
line.
said it out loud.
You've been observed working a lot more with the offensive line. You've even talked about it. How's that transition going? How are three voices down there where, again, you're right. You don't mention it. The GA has gotten a lot of run this fall camp. And does Frost just say, hey, I hired Donovan. I know that he doesn't have a lot of experience here. I'm just trying to help him get through fall camp and into the season. I hope it's a question that's asked today. All right, the big story surrounding Big Ten football is not the lead up to the most interesting Week 0 game in the Big Ten. No, I would say Illinois-Wyoming might be. Nebraska-Northwestern. Is that Kevin Warren and everybody else involved, hat tip to you, because the Big Ten announced their 7-year media deal with CBS, Fox, NBC for a reported $7 billion.
It's not a ton.
Yeah, CBS and NBC are only going to pay $350 million per year.
So what is that? 60? Is that 60?
Can I do the math real quick?
65 mil?
Hold on here. $7 billion.
Yeah, make sure you get your zeros right.
Like, just say the word $7 billion.
Yeah, do the
$7 billion.
Do the Dr. Evil thing. 7 billion.
Back then, that was a big number.
Sure was.
CBS, Fox, NBC, and Peacock will be involved. No mention of Apple, like for full streaming. But there's another. I would imagine that there's going to be CBS football right now has Black Friday games. They have Arkansas and LSU. I think have played on a Black Friday. Or CBS has had a SEC Black Friday game, so the Black Friday game will continue there. But you're also going to get. I wonder if CBS, because they throw a bone once or twice a year to the SEC to get a primetime game, or do you leave that alone? All of primetime belongs to NBC. But look at in this town. When was the last time that KMTV carried a Nebraska regular season game? The CBS affiliate. When Nebraska and Oklahoma were playing back in 90?
With Gary. Who's the guy with the comb over? It was gray. Wish to wear the suit.
Gary Gibbs or Howard Schnellenberger?
No, the broadcaster. Remember, it was raining. They played the game. It was raining in Norman.
Dick Vermeil?
Oh, wasn't the guy's name Gary that was doing the broadcast?
Oh,
Is it Bender?
Yeah, Gary Bender.
Okay. Why are you looking at me like I'm crazy, man? You're usually good at those games. I just give you like a few little word clues. And
You're doing the jazz hands.
I'm telling you, it's the fair catch yesterday at practice. It was still freaking me out.
So Channel 3 here in Omaha.
Look like a real player.
Channel 3 here in Omaha is going to get, Big Ten football. So that's a huge bonus for them. We feel bad for our friends at KTV. And of late they haven't gotten a Nebraska game.
Thank you. AC's got it. $62.5 million a year. So you better hope it's closer to the 8 than the 7.
I think it'll probably go just a little bit.
Yeah, I assume it'll be bigger than that.
Fox.
Hey, we're at a point now where we say that's not that great.
7 billion, 8 billion. What's the difference?
Oh man.
Well, then there's the part of Fox continues to keep that. So the local Fox will have, Big Ten football. They've been getting games, Nebraska games. But what about WWT? I mean, they come out of this. They could have one or two because of the brand.
Speaking of Gary's, Gary Kerr?
Gary Kerr, Hall of Famer.
HOFer.
It was a good night down there in Lincoln.
Hey, something in the name. Yeah, I can't believe you did that too. But I mean, that's definitely something.
Well, because everybody was asking me.
It's definitely something you would do without the backstory. See, I was texting everybody else, but my own partner that I don't really talk to that much outside of the show, if it's about just social life, he didn't know, but he's the first one to run his mouth on the microphone. But that's okay. I'm used to it.
People just said, "Where's Damon?" And I said, "I have no idea."
The people that needed to know were texting me.
I got a better seat because you didn't show up.
That's fine. Leftovers.
WWT will benefit from having a Big Ten game and a Nebraska game or two that will be on the airways. So in this market, it's our friends at KTV that now will not have Big Ten football at all.
Yeah.
I mean, no Big Ten football, no Big Ten basketball, none of that stuff.
So those years got a little messy on the back end. I need to go back and screenshot it. All I care about is that I have the platforms. I'll figure it out when the year comes around.
And you know what? You don't
Paramount. I heard Paramount Plus stuck out to me. Big Ten stuck out.
But as long as you have CBS
and NBC,
as long as you have regular CBS, you'll be able to watch the game. You don't need to get on streaming. The only streaming will be Peacock. It sounds like there's no other streaming option that's been offered.
I have the Peacock.
Good content on there. Don't you have the wrestling? Isn't WWE on there?
Well, I was watching like the old Incredible Hulk and stuff. I got Peacock. I've had Peacock for a while. I don't use it a ton. Maybe the old $6 Million Man on there.
So old shows.
Yeah.
I would go back and watch the $6 Million Man.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Hmm.
They got the lady too. Can't remember what they called her. $6 billion. She's $6 million woman.
They have Charlie's Angels on there?
I ain't getting into all that. That wasn't my jam.
You want Charlie's Angels?
I mean, the one with Lucy Liu, but that was way contemporary.
And that was closer to
That
nowadays.
movie is so insane.
I didn't watch the old stuff. I watched the one with Lucy Liu.
Isn't there a couple of Charlie's Angels movies?
I think so.
Yeah, Lucy Liu's the movie one.
But didn't they do another one as well?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I think that was unnecessary for them to do multiple movies like that.
Redundant?
Yeah, if you want to call it that.
Franchise, baby.
Yeah. All right. Coming up, we'll get into Ask Us Anything. Brian Edwards is going to stop by as well. Apparently, we will not have Crutch on. But they're having.
What happened to Crutch?
I have no idea. I'm going to find out during the break.
I should just.
But at 6:00 tonight,
Do you want me to text him?
they will have. They're going to unveil their brand new court over at Baxter Arena, and so at 6:00 you'll be able to choose your seat, season ticket seat, and they're going to have a 3-point shooting contest. They're going to do the
Which I will
teams as
not.
well.
Which I will not win.
A 3-point shooting contest?
I would not. Not if anybody with a pulse that's upright is also performing. With
I
anybody
think
else
it's
with a pulse and upright performing?
That's not a collegiate athlete.
Looks like we got him.
All right.
I think we've got a coach sighting.
We got him.
Do we get on him for being late?
No,
He gets on his players for being late?
he's probably doing something important.
81 days. We're just telling you what's going to happen to Baxter Arena tonight. 81 days until the start of the college basketball season. We'll all be in Lawrence, Kansas, for Omaha and Kansas. Chris Crutchfield, Omaha men's basketball coach, joins us. Good morning, Crutch.
Good morning, Gary. How you doing?
Good.
Coach, how are you?
I am great. Thanks for having me on.
Good.
Hey, let's you've now been on the job, so you know you're back in Omaha, you know your favorite restaurants, you know your way around town. You got you and your wife are here. How would you sum up with moving back to Omaha, becoming the men's basketball coach, the recruiting, putting a roster together, going through all the workouts that you've done this summer, now getting kids ready to come back and go into school. How would you sum up your first 4.5 months?
Ooh, it's been a whirlwind now. It's been a lot of moving around and a lot of sleepless nights, but it's been fun. It's been really fun because we're starting at the bottom, as you know, and we're trying to build something special, and that's the fun part. If you're a coach or if you're just a competitor, period, this is the fun part about building something that that has your imprint on it. And you couldn't pick a better place than Omaha to do it. And of course, being here back at home in my school, I'm just so proud to be back, and I want this program to be successful. So I'm giving it everything that I got every day.
Coach, how cool is it? We've had a chance to talk to Adrian a couple of different times. I'm excited to get a chance to know him kind of on a more of a personal level, but from the 30,000 foot view, super smart, very aggressive, thinks outside the box. He's a basketball guy. How important was that relationship that you knew that going in, before Omaha can even get you to say yes?
Well, it was huge because, of course, you do your research on people because that's an important element of taking on an opportunity like this. You want to know who's in the foxhole with you, so to speak. And he is the best in this turn. He is a young guy, but he's smart. And he's a visionary. He sees what's supposed to happen. 5-7 years. He's thinking 5-7 years ahead, and that's not normal for a 35-year-old athletic director. Even though this is his first job, I mean, he's been under Bruce Rasmussen over at Creighton for a long time. So as you know, Bruce is one of the best to ever do it from an athletic director standpoint, and he has the blueprint on how they built that program over at Creighton from an external standpoint. So he understands it and he gets it. And I couldn't be more lucky than have an AD like Adrian Dow here.
Chris Crutchfield, men's basketball coach at Omaha, joining us. An event tonight at Baxter Arena. They're going to unveil the floor. If you want to get season tickets, you can pick your seat. Doors open at 6. They'll have a 3-point shooting contest. Men's and women's teams will be there. Your team, they're going to have to wear name tags for the radio guy and for the fans because you had a lot of spots to fill. Walk us through the process of how you went about constructing this roster that has a lot more bounce to it compared to the last couple of years, and what you've liked from this team through the course of the summer on and off the floor.
Good question. We wanted to get bigger, of course, Gary. We wanted to have bigger wings. We wanted to get more athletic in our front line guys from our forwards and our 5 men. So we went after, 6'4", 6'5", 6'6" wings, and was able to pick up a couple guys through the junior college route that had 3 years of eligibility, which we had to satisfy that particular need on the wings because we just need to get bigger to help our defense. And our front line, we need to be more athletic. We need to be more skilled. We're able to pick up, Candy Brown also from Dawson Community College by way of Chicago. And we got
that's a Bogan guy.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, and I shouldn't have left that out. Which Bogan has been a really, really dominant high school program in Chicago. So, and we picked up a young man by the name of Markel Scott from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Kid grew 6 inches in the last 2 years. So he's an athlete. He's 6'9", 215, and he can do a lot of different things. So we're happy with the pieces we was able to get in the spring. And now when we got them all together this summer, I mean, we covered a lot of ground this summer, got a lot of things to figure out still with our team. But I got a little bit of a sketch drawn up of what I think we could be, and I'm pretty happy with it. And I'm so excited to get those guys back this weekend. School starts Monday, and we're excited to get back to work and see what we can put together.
Coach, it's been amazing, right? We've gone over this the last 5-6 years with Omaha men's basketball, and inevitably schedule talk always comes up, and it's like, man, these schedule, it's a gauntlet, right? And lo and behold, you're opening up at the Fog, and it can be daunting. But one of the things that Adrian talked about, the athletic director at Omaha, he said, listen, we want to put ourselves in a position fiscally where we can have some user-friendly schedules in the future where there won't be as many pay for plays because we've got the quality of program potentially where, we don't want to be that draw for other teams where it's like, we don't want to play those guys in the non-con. That's a very dangerous game. That's a vision he's casting. You have to kind of feel pretty good about that considering so far he's been a guy that's been good by what he said in terms of being able to generate revenue.
No doubt. No doubt, and he's been able to do that. And if we can eliminate, some of those games that we're forced to play now, 2 years, 3 years down the line is going to change a whole season. It changes a basketball season, and but we're all where we are right now, and that's the challenge that we're in. We just want to grow it. We want to grow it and get better every single year, not just in winning games or developing players. Even from a physical standpoint, we want to get better in the way we function to generate revenue. And if that has to be with cutting by games or get more people in the Baxter, that's what we're looking at trying to do.
Hey, I want to go back to the current roster, but some of the guys that were already here when you got the job. What's your thoughts on the Frankie Fiddlers and the Cola Ropes and the Kyle Lutkes and the Dylan Brom, who looks physically completely different, that are returnees off last year's team?
Well, I'll tell you what we've done from day one in the spring when I got here. The biggest thing for us was to get bigger, stronger, faster, and change our body. And we hired a dynamic strength and conditioning coach, and that's what the goal was, to change our body. So Frankie's body has changed.
Yeah, he's got muscles.
He's leaned out. He got more muscle. He's quicker. He's faster. Dylan has gotten stronger and picked up almost 17 pounds from the time I got here up until now. So he's going to be a more imposing physical player. Kyle Lukey was already a strong player. Now we just got to give him a role that he can digest and play in. And I think a Cole Rope has gained so much confidence because we've allowed him to shoot the basketball. And he spent a lot of time in the gym shooting the basketball. So he's going to be a different player than he was last year because he was just dominantly around the rim. Now we're going to be able to pull him away from the basket a little bit more. So those 4 guys have been really, really good. Great leaders, unbelievable leaders for our basketball team. And I'm excited to see how we blend all those new guys with the returners, and hopefully we can put a product out there that everybody love to watch and love to see.
Coach, so good with just people skills, right? Just kind of being engaging and people want to be around you. Last time I saw you in Missouri at the showcase, and a lot of folks wanting to talk to you. And I know you try to keep a low profile, and got a couple guys from Park Hill South, which is right there in Missouri. Do you feel like you've got a good feel on where your recruiting bases can be, or is there such a thing due to this thing called the transfer portal now?
Well, I'll tell you what, we do have a base. We feel like Omaha is a great place to start, and we'll branch out to Kansas City, Minneapolis, St. Louis, maybe a little bit in Oklahoma City, Tulsa. But we'll keep it regional. But at the same time, maybe a year from now, maybe 2 years from now, we will be able to tap into the transfer portal. And I did not want to do it early. And the reason why I wanted guys that's going to come in and be hungry and have a different mindset about appreciating Omaha for what it was.
As opposed to looking for the next stop, right?
No doubt. Or looking down their nose thinking that they was doing Omaha a favor by coming here if they came from a Power 5 conference, because we entertained a lot of kids that was looking to transfer from a Power 5 conference. We just didn't feel like it was a good fit for the timing. For the culture that we wanted to build right away, we needed a different mindset. And talent being even, we wanted that mindset to change the culture of this place. And I think we got what we need to do that.
Event coming up tonight. Before we let you go, we talked a lot about your team. And the last time that we talked, you had just gotten the job and then went into the whirlwind of putting together a roster and a schedule and getting, a place to put your head down at night. Your staff is very dynamic. Staff guys that you've hired that you've known for a long time. Run us through guys on your staff, what you like about the staff you put together coming into this year.
Yeah, hired Kyan Brown as my associate head coach. Kyan was at North Dakota State.
Great hire.
6 great years at North Dakota State. Before then, he was at Oral Roberts. I was at Oral Roberts with Kyan, so we go back, some 12, 14 years of relationship. So I wanted the guy that understood the summit. I wanted the guy that had success in the summit. And I wanted a guy that could work with big guys. He checked all those boxes. And he's a great family man, and he's great with the kids. great energy. He's never had a bad day. After that, Kenyon Crandall, who's like a little brother to me. We go back many, many years. He's from Omaha, a Benson Bunny.
I tell him the same thing, Coach. Like a little brother to me.
That's right, Damon. And I wanted him I wanted to hire a guy that knew Omaha, because I think recruiting Omaha is going to be big for our program, and having that relationship in Omaha was going to be big. Our next guy I hired was Warren Niles. Warren Niles played for me at Oral Roberts. I wanted to hire a former player to show guys that once you leave our program, we're not going to forget about you. If you want to coach, we will help you. We will move you. We will do what we have to do to help you get into coaching. Warren was with me last year at Oregon as a GA, so I felt that I need to hire a guy like that. He's going to be a really, really good coach also. Then I hired Brant Daniels as my director of basketball operations. Came from North Alabama, great experience, been an athletic director, so he understands the operation piece. And he's also been a head coach, so he can get on the floor and coach if we need to. And just hired a new guy, Kenan Holman, who came from Lincoln, was a GA at Lincoln, and he's going to be in some personnel roles here with our program. So we have a great, great staff of experience, youth, and knowledge.
Great stuff, Crutch. Look forward to seeing you tonight. And I know a lot of fans are excited. It's a great opportunity. They'll unveil the brand new floor that people voted on last year, and then three-point shooting contest, which they'll be able to shoot against you and pick out their seats and do a lot more tonight at Baxter Arena.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun night, a fun evening. Looking forward to seeing all the fans. Want everybody to come out and have a good time, relax, get a chance to see the new floor, and also get a chance to pick out a seat. And I'm excited about that, man. This thing is moving in the right direction. And again, we still need Omaha help, and looking forward to meeting everyone tonight.
Coach, appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me on.
Thanks, Crutch. That's Chris Crutchfield. That's tonight at 6 at Baxter Arena. When we could continue on the podcast.
We can talk to him anytime.
And you guys can just tell stories.
He just was in the parking lot a couple weeks ago. He swung by the studio. It was a little later in the day. It's probably 1:15, 1:30.
What if we got Kenya and Andre Woolridge together?
You know what? I don't know if K-Mac, I don't know if Coach I don't know if he's talked to Dre.
Okay.
He was here not too long. Dre was here not too long ago, but he's overseas doing big things. But yeah, we could definitely get.
Let's have a Benson Bunny reunion.
Unfortunately, yeah. I saw Theo Mayhew at Shields.
Well, that's a name from the
he
Blast
was
from the
at actually what's that was he was at Dick's probably 2 weeks ago. He's not the thin guy that used to wear the high top fade. He is yoked and looking fantastic. I mean, Theo has spent some time in the weight room.
That was
Clint Kinman is in town. He's a fireman.
Their state championship team was filthy.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
Yeah. Ask Us Anything coming up next. Your chance to win a gift card from Oscar's Pizza and Grill. Anything goes. After the last couple of days of this show, maybe we don't need this segment.
Sure.
Just run tape on what we've done the last 2 days.
We don't.
And then Brian Edwards will stop by. We're 9 days from the start of the college football, week 0. We are 2 weeks from tonight. We've got a great Thursday night slate in college football. Preseason football is going on. I mean, what else can you? I mean, anything else? Am I missing anything?
No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good spot right now. If you are, I think I mentioned this earlier. It does look like the music for CBS is going to stay. So the Big Ten gets CBS music. Also, one other note. This is from Ralph Russo on Twitter, because people are wondering about the pecking order for the game of the week, thinking that Fox will be number 1 and they'll get the number 1 pick, and so the best game will always be at 11. Ralph Russo is saying that's not the case. They will have a snake draft.
Really?
So the number 1 game could be in prime time. I mean, are we looking at Michigan, Ohio State possibly being on NBC? I mean, that Fox makes the most money off that game of any college football game they carry all year, and it's the highest generating for revenue. But CBS, Fox, and NBC all will have like a draft where the best game of the week could be 2:30, could be 6:30, or it could be 11.
The more you know.
All right. Ask Us Anything coming up next.
Join Sharp and Benning this Friday, 6 to 10, when they officially kick off 1620 The Zone's Red Out Week as we begin the countdown to Nebraska football. Presented by Union Bank and Trust, Gary and Damon will be joined by Husker guests and experts to dissect and discuss Nebraska's first game in Ireland and the 2022 season. It's Sharp and Benning Season Kickoff Roundtable, presented by Union Bank and Trust, where your money has people. Friday, 6 to 10 on 1620 The Zone.
Looking for new? Maybe you want certified pre-owned. How about Woodhouse Ford of Omaha today? Woodhouse Ford is now, they're part of the Ford Blue Advantage dealer with over 100 pre-owned and certified vehicles, right? That's what's on the lot. You can test drive it today and take it home. The Ford Blue Advantage program allows you a peace of mind while shopping the extensive inventory in store or online. The program is packed with additional benefits for you and your new vehicle. Each vehicle, get this, must pass a multi-point inspection before entering the program. Receive comprehensive limited warranty coverage, money-back guarantees, and 24/7 roadside assistance. Plus, take advantage of the exclusive interest rates through their certified pre-owned program. How about that? Stop by the dealership at 3633 North 72nd Street and shop their lot full of vehicles, or view the inventory online anytime at WoodhouseFordOmaha.com. Ford Blue Advantage at Woodhouse Ford Omaha. It's used car buying that's built for you.
Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Partly sunny and warm Thursday. Southwest wind between 5 and 15 miles per hour. Dry through the afternoon, then a chance for a few isolated showers and storms closer to sunset. Highs in the mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV News Watch 7.
Make it a great fall season. Head to KuglerVision.com today to request a consultation. Hey everyone, Josh Peterson here for my friends at Miracle Hill Golf and Tennis. If you've played golf this summer and you haven't been that happy with your game, Mike Faber, their director of instruction, he can help you out. Give Miracle Hill Golf a call today at 402-498-0220. Book lessons or book a round of golf, whether it's a quick 9 after work, a full 18 on the weekend, the Top Tracer building. You can get your golf game right. 402-498-0220, Miracle Hill Golf and Tennis.
Give your business a whole host of options with Host Coffee. The most impressive selection of office coffee, water options, healthy food options, and vending technologies. Host Coffee, serving you since 72.
When it comes to cement fiber siding, you want durability, hail and chip resistance, and beauty. You want James Hardy cement fiber siding. Carp's Complete Home Exteriors is an elite preferred James Hardy contractor. Call Carp's today or visit carpsomaha.com.
Kirsten Bernthal Booth with Creighton Volleyball here. The 2022 season has arrived, and we need you in the stands as we look to defend our Big East title. Our 15-match home schedule is one of our best ever. In addition to our tough Big East slate, we are also hosting some of the top teams in the country, including Kentucky, USC, and Nebraska. Don't miss any of the action this season and get your tickets online now at gocreighton.com/buy. Go Jays!
Don't miss this week's Zone Deal.
This week's half-off deal is $50 worth of vouchers to Le Voltaire French Restaurant for only $25. Le Voltaire Pepperwood Village is a locally owned, unpretentious French restaurant serving down-home cooking with an extensive wine list and great handcrafted cocktails for decades. Whether dining with friends, clients, or that special someone, Le Voltaire will make you feel right at home.
Zone Deals go fast. 9 a.m. Friday, 1620thezone.com.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Brookside Medical Clinic. Is erectile dysfunction damaging your relationship? Are you sick of the pill and all the side effects? Well, welcome to the future. We have a major medical breakthrough. Brookside Medical Clinic uses the most advanced form of wave therapy. Backed by 60 clinical studies, our technology uses pressure waves to repair and open up blood vessels. We've helped countless men get rid of their ED. But what is the true end result? Their relationship, even their lives, improve drastically. If you're ready to regain your love life, call us right now, and not only will the assessment and ultrasound be free, we'll also give you a gift that produces immediate results in the bedroom. It almost never fails. This is worth $550, and it's free to callers right now. 402-671-7777. That's 402-671-7777. Put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and experience what I call the happiness ripple effect. Call Brookside Medical Clinic now, 402-671-7777.
Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. EquitableOnline.com.
Sharp and Betting in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app. This is your chance to ask us anything on Sharp and Betting in the morning. Brought to you by Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, 173rd and West Center, and carry out at 162nd and Maple. It's Ask Us Anything with Sharp and Betting in the morning on 1620 The Zone.
All right, Mike McKnight, I get it. You guys are excited over WWT. That
He's great.
the
I used
Big
to
Ten.
always see him. I haven't seen him in like a year.
How come he's not in the Nebraska Broadcaster Hall of Fame?
Oh, he will be.
Oh, it should be in there now. Why
He-
wait until he retires? He may
will.
never retire.
He's fantastic.
Him, Nicely, and Chapman. I've been there forever.
Hey, so somebody had tweeted out a picture the other day of JC or John Chapman.
Uh-huh.
My man had on some orange Air Max. That guy was in my living room when I was in high school.
He's still.
That's how long my man's
He's
been
still
doing it.
grinding at Channel
Yeah.
6.
Looked all fit.
Yeah, he got the charcoal beard.
Yeah, I said, okay, John, looking good.
Yeah, so there's 3 guys at WWT that are going to the Nebraska Broadcasters Hall of Fame. I mean, Mike McKnight's a no-brainer. I don't know why he's not in there already. I mean, I said the same thing about Neil. You know, when he told us that he was going in, I was like, "You're not already in?"
Yeah. And I remember we assumed that Kevin was already in.
Yeah.
It must be a stat. It must be like a.
Got to be old.
Maybe you have to be older than 51.
It's like the presidency. Got to be at least a certain age.
What's that? 38.
35, I believe.
Is it 35? Good job, man. Did you get an A in civics?
I did actually.
Can you imagine having a president of the
No, can
United
you-
States at the age of like Sean McVay?
No. With control to the nuclear button.
Well, what trade capital can we trade
Hey,
to
I
win
got
the
the
Super Bowl
codes,
for
baby.
America?
Well, if he can remember a 3rd and 6 from 2019, he can probably learn a little diplomacy.
That dude would coach circles around Putin.
Putin. Is that how you said his name?
Putin.
But could he
Putin?
wrestle? But could he wrestle a bear?
Depends on the bear.
Yeah.
Are we going there again? And I got to imagine this is one of the questions and ask us anything.
It is actually.
He'd probably do yogi, or not.
Boo boo.
Boo boo.
I mean, he could probably wrestle yogi.
Hey, boo boo.
Yes, not yeah.
All right. So again, if you're just tuning in, read the Irish Times. Just kidding.
At 8.
The Big Ten media deal, CBS, Fox, NBC, $8 billion over 7 years.
Yeah.
$8 billion.
Okay, so do
They've
the math on
rounded it up.
8.
They've rounded up to $8 billion. It's the most lucrative conference media rights deal in the history of college athletics. What it basically is a professional league.
Do you think they're listening to me? I said I hope it's closer to the 8 than the 7 because 62.5, and then we just got that. No.
Are you doing the math?
Coincidence? No, I'm not. I don't even know how to type 8 billion in the calculator.
Now,
What are you laughing at? Could you type 8 billion in the calculator?
Yeah, you use the commas to know where you are.
Is it 12 zeros?
Let's see. 1,000 is 3 zeros.
Here we go.
100,000 is
Math
6.
live on the air is really great.
A million is 9. 12 is 100 million, and 15 would be a billion, I think.
Look at you, guy. The calculator out over there.
Hey, I'm trying.
I have not seen. Oh, wait a minute. I spoke too soon. I was wondering when we'd get the first pay the
What-
player tweet.
What is wrong with you, man?
Pay the player tweet.
Uh-oh.
People are like, hey, why not pay the players?
Pay them what?
You know that there'll be
The opportunity to go to the next level. That's great.
there will be some Rutgers
Free gear, NIL. Well, let's not get out of control here.
There'll be some Rutgers backup outside linebacker that'll say, hey, you're making a lot of money.
Like
I can't make money NIL. Why don't you pay the players?
I'm gonna karate kick you over your side.
All right, this is Ask Us Anything. Anything goes. Your chance to win a gift card from Oscar's Pizza
Anything
and Grill.
goes when it comes
173rd and
to-
Center, or at 162nd and Maple. Chance will select the winner.
Dude, my genius little buddy. 71.25 a year is $8 billion. He knows how to type it. Probably has that in his bank account.
For Ed,
71.25 seems like a lot.
For Ed that's wondering, there you go. Now you can disperse that among the players, as Ed would like that.
Oh
no, it's got. That's the next thing coming. Is
No,
somebody's
it's
gonna
not.
somebody can say, "Hey,
You speak the weirdest
how about
things into existence.
How about what about us? What about us?
Nobody's saying
What about
that.
me?
Nobody's
You're
saying
you're
that.
making a lot of money off of me. I can't. I'm having trouble making my bag.
Hey, then go to a different school.
Go to a school that doesn't make as much money off your TV deal, and you won't be seen.
Get out. Okay.
Seriously, man. I mean, okay, we got name, image, and likeness. You can go make money. Like, let's understand the totem pole and hierarchy. There's a reason that there's order.
Now I just want to know when I get my video game.
Sounds like Haniger or Irishinager or whatever his name is that was comparing a coach's salary
O'Hara?
to what players do.
O'Reilly.
Like that's a nonsensical discussion.
Put some respect on that guy's name. His name's Dave Hannigan.
Hannigan.
Hannigan. Hannigan.
Is it Han or Han?
Hannigan.
Hannigan.
Yeah, how do you know?
Who
I don't know.
Who went Mo Washington?
Chance,
Scott
don't let
Frost,
Hannigan.
Lawrence Phillips, Ron
Don't
Brown.
let my
all in the
voice
article.
deter like my level of seriousness. Sometimes
Oh,
I
yeah.
just say things and I'm still not very serious.
Sorry, I was thinking of. Did you guys ever see on TikTok?
Oh, I don't want him to
the,
feel like he's going to wet the chair over there.
you guys see the Irish Obama thing going around on TikTok?
No. Again, your logarithms are different than mine.
I'll show you later. Do you guys want to get to the question?
Sharp
I'll-
has tattooed weightlifters, and you have Irish Obamas.
Yeah.
I have food.
Anyway, this one harkens back to one of the conversations from yesterday. Todd says, "Good morning, gentlemen. Today I want to pivot back to Damon's criticisms of people's fears of grounded birds yesterday. I've compiled a list of notable flightless birds that ascend in danger to see how far you think you could make it. We'll start easy. The cute little kiwis that can be found in New Zealand, only about 5 pounds and about a foot tall, but capable of outrunning a person. Could you take on a kiwi?"
Yeah, they can be faster than me, but I would punt a kiwi like I would punt a football.
All right. Damon takes the dub against kiwi. What about you, Gary?
Are you getting wore out by a kiwi?
Yeah. Do you know what a kiwi is?
Yeah, it's a little. It's like a little. It's like
Us.
a nugget with legs.
I will squash that thing.
Wait, a nugget with legs?
That's what it looks like.
Why are you trying to?
They don't
Why are
fl-
you trying to make Peter
They're
mad?
flightless birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Josh told me yesterday, he says, listening to the podcast from the show, you can definitely kick a turkey. I've done it before while deer hunting. When it gets cold, they start hanging out with big groups, and apparently they start acting like frat guys and think they're tougher than they are because they have numbers.
All right. The next one. Todd says,
Wow. I got to move somebody into a frat here in a little bit in Lincoln.
This one might.
I'm going to ask all the guys in the house.
This one might make Gary upset. The penguin, since there are lots of types of penguins, will break out the big guns and go with the emperor penguin, coming in at 4 feet tall and 100 pounds, able to dive great depths into the ocean, survive incredible cold, and with only natural predators being the leopard seal and the orca.
Yeah, spinning back kick to a penguin, no problem.
No.
Right where it has no neck.
Oh, that's a felony.
You don't think you could take a penguin?
I don't want to kick a penguin.
I forgot those are your guys.
Yeah, I want to own a penguin, not kick a penguin.
He's asking what we could do in hand-to-hand and hand-to-beat combat.
I could tackle a penguin if I had to.
You'd probably get shook.
No.
Yeah,
What are
you're
they
supposed
gonna
to
do?
be
They're
fitting.
gonna go,
You're supposed to be fitting
wobble.
a gap, and the penguin would just give you the dead leg, and you'd be like, "Eh."
Getting shanked by a
Hey,
bird that's
I
taller
would-
than my nephew.
In the Oklahoma drill against an emperor
You
penguin,
could
I
not
would
fit a penguin
splash
up.
him. Oh yeah.
No way.
Oh,
Your
I'd-
head would go down. You'd blink.
Oh,
Penguin would be
head
like,
up, the hips. I'd
Nope.
lock in.
Hey,
I would drill that penguin back.
advantage penguin on ISO.
No, they're gonna be like a lineman that lifts too much weight and they can't move side to side.
You'd be all shook. You told me to watch the hips.
Let's say 2-0 against the penguin.
I don't think a penguin has hips.
Well, that's the point of the joke.
Looks like we're getting a little more okay. Looks like we're getting a little more dangerous. A cassowary.
I don't even know what that is.
Is this the same question?
Yeah.
Okay, well, only give me one
Well,
more because
we're
we
gonna
can't.
run out-
let him
we're gonna run out
dominate.
of time.
Here, I'll go rapid quick. Cassowary, 5.5 foot tall, under 40 pounds, can cut people's jugulars.
Oh, that looks a little more formidable.
Yeah, I'm not messing with that one.
And what's with the Mr. T Frohawk?
An emu comes in 6 feet, 110, with big talons, and won a war against Australia.
Is this just with my hands? Because if I was that golfer and had the golf bag, I'm Buddy Wackett.
And then lastly, the ostrich, which can grow up to 9 feet tall, over 300 pounds.
And Chance had the ostrich seeming like it was Godzilla.
That can kick a lion to death with its talons.
Yeah, I'm not probably messing with an ostrich.
Let's go to the shorter
I
ones.
mean, didn't you see him run away from those people
Yeah.
in Jurassic World?
Mm-hmm. But if I did, I'd reach up and
No, give me a golf club or a bat.
Justin,
I'm gonna stand my ground.
Justin gave me a choice of questions.
Different than in Florida,
I'm gonna go with the one that was more topical yesterday, just because of my ongoing battle with crack.
Yours personally?
Yeah. Would you rather have your body found on
Is
a?
that why you carry all those spoons?
Yeah.
Dang. Makes sense.
I got a guy. Would you rather have your body found on a pile of sex toys or a pile of drugs?
Sex toys.
Nice.
They're not used, right?
Did not specify. I would say, let's just say brand new out of the box.
Oh, for sure, toy.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It'd be a little bit cushier.
Sean would like to know. Hey guys, I'm currently finishing Ozark and halfway through season 4.
Oh.
No spoilers, please.
Okay.
It got me thinking, who is the most bat bleep character of the females? The one if you were with, you wouldn't want to tick off. Helen, Ruth, Wendy, or Darlene?
That I wouldn't?
Yeah, that you would not want to tick off.
Okay, it's not Ruth because she's just looking for a little daddy love. So even if I was mean to her, I just would have to turn around and be nice, and Ruth would snap out of it. She was very forgiving. She was nuts, but she at least had a heart.
Mine's easy.
Who I would not want to tick off. I could rationalize with Wendy, even though people thought she was crazy.
She's ruthless, man.
It's all right. Just give her vodka. She drank the cheap stuff at the knockoff grocery store. Why she went to the bottom shelf, I have no idea. So it's Helen or Wrinkly Lady.
Like Darlene was a little bit scary.
Who I would
She's
not
unhinged.
want to tick off. Yeah, Darlene killed her own husband. I'm definitely not messing with Darlene.
Either Wendy or Darlene for me.
Wow,
Darlene
Wendy
is
greater than Helen?
Helen
was bad.
But Wendy probably wouldn't kill you right away. But she's ruthless.
Nah, but
she killed her own brother.
She just cared about protecting her family, though.
She killed her own brother. And then basically
Stop. You said no spoiler alerts. For sure, Darlene.
So I hope all these came
she gives
before
me the heebie-jeebies.
halfway through season 4.
Helen's easy to get rid of.
Yeah, apparently.
How about that? Did you see that coming at the end of that season?
No, I watched that. I rewatched that scene probably 7
Sick
times.
an ostrich on him.
Not with nothing a 5-iron can't cure, Chance.
It's true. Last one from Joe.
Hi, Joe.
What up, Joe?
What's your favorite piece of sports memorabilia that you own? What's a piece you had or could have had that you wish you did? Thanks, JB in KC.
Oh, that's my guy.
Hi, JB and KC.
Hey, good dude. No, good dude. That's my restaurant buddy and my high school football talking buddy. And he got Nebraska turned on to a kicker there. He's like, hey, pass this along. I think they need to look at this kid. Anyway, I say all that to say, I found a signed Steelers ball in my garage.
Oh, when you
that was
cleaning
buried
up?
next. Yeah, it barely has any air in it. I was so mad. Like I was looking for this thing.
So you don't have no idea what the names are?
They're in yellow.
No.
What I would want, I would want something from that Chapel Hill team that beat Georgetown.
Okay.
You know, I lost my mind over seeing Sam Perkins' sister at the Adidas Championships last year. Remember at the Fieldhouse?
Mhm.
She looked just like him except long hair. Something from that team, probably.
I have.
You have Mahomes cereal. I have Mahomes beer. I have Mahomes jockstrap. I have Mahomes T-shirt.
I do not have his jock. I do have his headband.
Do they still even use jocks?
Wow, it's a great question. Why that was the first one to come to mind? I don't know.
You don't wear.
I don't believe so.
You don't wear a cup.
No, we just. Well, I guess
Is it
it's
catchy?
technically like.
I think
We would
people
just
should-
use.
People should wear a cup.
We were, when I was in high school back in the 2016 days, we would use the compression shorts that had a
little
compartment for the
Yeah, they
cup.
were built in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. I don't think people use the J word anymore.
I have a really, really nice framed
Gary does happen to have an affinity for Patrick's, though.
Joe Mauer autographed jersey, personalized, that I have framed.
You love you some Joe.
No, Patrick. West is that way.
If I want, there's a piece of memorabilia out there about Willie Mays that I really, really want.
Oh, that's your guy?
Yeah. Well, it's my dad's favorite player, and how did Willie Mays not be anonymous going into the Hall of Fame? What 23 people said, well, I know what Willie Mays doesn't, we'll wait for him. Come on. But that's what I'd be searching for. All right, good questions. That's how this goes. Next week, we'll have more time on this segment. We got to take a break because we got Brian Edwards coming up next.
You could win $5,000 to have the ultimate tailgate party on 1620 The Zone. Enter now at 1620thezone.com.
The House Buick GMC makes it easy for you to find that next car, truck, or SUV. Right now, they have plenty of SUVs that'll exceed your expectations. Now, the customer service always does. Again, I said they make it easy on you. 119th and I, climate-controlled showroom. They'll take care of you today as you peruse. They've got great deals and the same experience you can get in person and can save some time. You can do it online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. They want to make you a part of the Woodhouse family. They'll exceed your expectations. They'll find a vehicle that meets your needs, meets your budget, and makes you happy that when you leave the lot, you're confident on your interaction, and you're always going to be a member of the Woodhouse family. Check them out today, Woodhouse Buick GMC, conveniently located 119th and I. Showroom is indoors, lots of inventory right now, new and pre-owned, or online at Woodhouse Buick GMC. GMC, we are professional grade.
Here are your 2 big deal cheeseburgers. Enjoy your Sonic.
I love the sauce, don't you? So it's not just ranch. It's got a little zing to it.
Yeah, like a dilly ranch. Don't dilly-dally with this. Get to Sonic.
Don't dilly-dally, run.
The ultimate burger for pickle lovers is here. The Sonic Big Deal Cheeseburger, topped with crispy pickle fries, crinkle-cut pickles, and creamy dilly ranch. Get yours now for just $4.49. Exclusions apply. See app for details. Limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins.
Your neighborhood is more than blocks of buildings. It's the people who live there that make it special. At Union Bank and Trust, we're not just creating home loans, we're making neighbors. We're not just small business lenders, we're small business shoppers. We don't just live in your community, we help you build it. Because our people are your people. Visit ubt.com/neighbor to learn more. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
After 24 years, Horseman's Park will close for major renovations on Sunday, September 18th. The original simulcast facility will be changed forever, so don't miss this final opportunity to watch and wager on over 700 TVs with weekly food and drink specials, door prizes, and so much more. Time is running out to be a part of Nebraska's horse racing history. Now through September 18th, open 7 days a week. Horseman's Park, Omaha's best bet.
When Big Mobile charges you an arm and a leg, they're taking your money and your power. And your arm and leg. Boost Mobile gives your power back with an unlimited plan for $25 a month on one of America's largest 5G networks. We can't give you back your arm and your leg because we're not qualified surgeons. Unless you're an iguana who can grow limbs back. Switch to Boost and get an unlimited plan for $25 a month. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power. New customers only. One line, $25 per month with auto pay. Additional restrictions apply. See boostmobile.com for details.
Oh, are you seeing these readings? This is incredible.
Short-staffed, Marco's climate research facility is in the eye of the storm. The atmospheric pressure to find more weather specialists is mounting.
Man, this is going to be a big job. We're going to need a bigger team.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You want to go to a professional sporting event, you want to go to a college sporting event, you want to go to a play, you want to go to a concert, go where I go, ticketsforless.com. When I'm looking to find the best seats to the show or the big game, I go to ticketsforless.com, formerly Ticket Express. Same great customer service, and most importantly, with ticketsforless.com, no outrageous ticket fees when you get ready to check out. The ticket price you see is always the price you pay. Unlike the other guys, they don't tack on a per-ticket service fee at checkout. It's ticketsforless.com. Get yourself in the game today.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Sharpen betting in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app.
All right, as we do every Thursday, as we close in on the football season, we welcome in our Vegas Insider, senior handicapper, Vegas Insider, Brian Edwards. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, fellas. What's happening?
9 days away from around here from starting the football season. All right, let's just jump right into something because we understand you have a lot of love for Mississippi State. Now, they had some special teams blunders last year that really affected the record. Will Rogers was throwing the ball all over the ballpark for high numbers. But you are all in on Mississippi State for win total, and then you're going to tell our listeners a major upset.
Yes, sir. So I've got them 17th in my power rankings. They went 7-6, but straight up and against the spread last year. But they were plus 1257 in net yardage. We know how they got hosed at Memphis on that punt return nonsense. They out-yarded LSU by 143, but missed a field goal, ended up losing by 3. They missed 3 field goals in a 3-point loss at Arkansas. On field goals of 40 yards or longer, they were 2 of 10 last year. So obviously my point is they should have been a lot better than 7-6. They've got 9 starters back on defense and 8 on offense. They only lost 14 lettermen. There's a stat you may hear or may have heard in the last week or two. When Leach is in the 3rd year of or has a 3-year starting quarterback like Will Rogers is, he's won 9 or more every time. It was with Graham Harrell, Kingsbury at Texas Tech, and then Luke Falk at Washington State. And, you look at the schedule. So I like them over 6.5. It may be juiced to the over like minus 130. I don't think any more than that. Now, look, I haven't seen a game of the year line for Mississippi State or Georgia. If y'all have, feel free to correct me. I just haven't. I don't believe I've seen one. So I'm just saying this in August. There's no way I can invest in it. There's not a spread for it. But I think Georgia's going to lose a game this year. And I think it very well could be at Mississippi State because of the spot and the situational standpoint, if you will, because Georgia has its rivalry game against Florida on October 29th. Then it hosts Tennessee. And then on the 19th, it's got at Kentucky, a division game. And sandwiched in the middle between Tennessee and Kentucky is going to Starkville. So it could easily be, that spot where Georgia, is just not as high and fired up for that game compared to others. And I go back to 2020 when the SEC said you could forfeit if you had less than 50 scholarships available because of, COVID tests and whatnot. And Mike Leach went to Athens in 2020, Rogers was a true freshman. They were a 25.5-point underdog. JT Daniels was healthy at that point for Georgia, and they were 25.5-point underdog, and that score was 24-all with 10 minutes left. And Georgia ended up winning 31-24, but got all it wanted that day. So I'm going to call for Mississippi State to be the team that knocks off Georgia this year, and I like them over 6.5.
Hey, real quick, Beat. Notre Dame, a lot of love preseason, top 8 in a lot of polls. Do you like them this year? And how are they a double-digit dog against Ohio State, if so?
I do like Notre Dame this year, and I'm usually that guy when they're in the top 10. I'm usually that guy that's got them anywhere from 15 to 20. Now, my caveat with Notre Dame is I'm not super confident in the quarterback play, but I really like their roster all around. I mean, Phil Steele's national unit rankings have them number 11 at wide receivers, number 9 on the O-line, number 6 on the D-line, number 10 at linebacker, number 5 in the secondary. And they're top 50 at, quarterback, running back, and special teams. So I'm worried about the QB play, but I've got them marked 8-2 with 2 swing games. The swing games being BYU in Las Vegas and Clemson at home. Now, as far as the Ohio State game, I have questions about Ohio State's defense, but I love Ohio State's offense. I don't know that I really even have an opinion on that game either way. It seems like it's a little bloated, the line, definitely a little bit. But I want to see Notre Dame's quarterbacks play. In other words, I'm not betting Notre Dame's win total. I've got them 7th in my power rankings, but I don't have any money on the line. I'll change my mind if their QB play is bad. But right now, I like their roster, and I think they're going to be good.
Are you buying North Carolina State? I know their win total is 8.5. They're getting a lot of love preseason.
Yeah, I hate that they're getting a lot of love, but they're getting it from me for sure. I've got them 8th in my preseason power rankings. Love Leary at 35-5 TDI-INT ratio. The defense got 10 starters back. They only gave up 19.7 points per game last year. They get Peyton Wilson back. He led the ACC in tackles in 2020, season-ending injury in week 2 last year. The only thing I don't like is they didn't really hit the portal very good. They only got 2 guys out of the portal, but I do have a small play on over 8.5, but it's really juiced. I wouldn't put much on it because it's up to like minus 165 juice at some spots over 8.5.
Hey, we'll look forward to talking to you next Thursday, and we'll look for a breakdown on Nebraska Northwestern.
We got games.
All right, fellas. Enjoyed it.
And week 0.
Thanks,
That's Brian Edwards. That'll do it for the show. Connor's coming up next, where we're in tomorrow. A week out from our first Football Friday.
It's Friday.
Yeah, we have a special guest who has got the undertaking of moving Nebraska to Ireland. He's going to join us tomorrow, among others, on a Friday edition of Sharp Betting in the Morning. Hope you had fun today. We did as well. Missed any of the segments are all up on the radio replay page. You probably want to go back and listen to how we started the show this morning because the Irish Times became popular or became known in the Nebraska fan base today. Also, you'll hear from offensive coaches and the head coach today down in Lincoln. So we'll digest all of that coming up tomorrow. We're back with you at 6. For Damon, for Chance, I'm Gary Sharp. Betting in the Morning on 1620 The Zone.
Shop Woodhouse Place Hyundai and Nissan, 144th and Giles. KOZN, Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs.
Hi, everybody. Gary Sharp. If you've been in Nebraska for a while and you love going to sporting events and you're getting your hands on the best tickets, there's a good chance you bought them from Ticket Express. Well, I'm here to tell you that Ticket Express has a new name. It's Tickets for Less. So if you've loved the quality customer service and the community feel that Ticket Express has brought us over the past 3 decades, have no fear. Tickets for Less is going to be here with the same energy and the same selection. Ticketsforless.com. Always the best seats at the best prices. Your